What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm the Governor and your host of the sexiest and best damn podcast Tuesday nights, The Console Corner. Tonight is another really great show we have lined up for you. On last week's show, we talked about the PS4, the new PS4 on the way, or the slim version. Red Dead 2 release date, COD, going back to World War II. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. On this week's show, we'll be talking about the Scorpio's latest rumors, Microsoft getting ballsy about their reveal of the Scorpio. And then we're going to be talking about the new Xbox update, Insomniacs, new Spider-Man game going to be out this year, and a ton more. I can't wait to see what our panel thinks about our topics tonight. Please, everyone, make sure you're subscribed and following this great panel so you can stay up to date with whatever we're up to. And if you could, please hit that like button. We're going to e-bag all night long, so you might as well just do it right now. But first, let's go ahead and introduce our great panel of epic gamers that we have on the show every week. First up, we got Lady Fox Fire.
Hi everyone, how's it going? Kind of had a shitty weekend, but I'm okay. I'm here. I have some chocolate, but I did drop my phone and cracked it, so now I have to get a new one. Elite control, the grip on the left side is coming off, so I'm sad about that as well.
Wow, man, you just got all kinds of tech stuff going on over there.
Yeah, it sucks, but yeah, let's go with the show. Yay.
Nice. Next up, we have Magic Mike. How's it going, dude?
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Magic Mike here, and I hope you all got them dollar bills ready because I'm going to be dancing my way into your hearts tonight. Foxy, so sorry to hear about your elite control. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that the grips have been coming off lately, so I wonder if it's that first batch they're starting to wear out now.
That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, well, I did get it the first year it came out, on that Christmas, so yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That breaks my heart.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know, right?
That's a bummer.
So sad.
You're starting the show
Happy
off
day.
so terrible right now.
Starting bummed out. You're welcome.
For sure. Next up, we have Newf Nukem.
Hey, what's going on? This shit's going to be lit tonight. It is Tuesday, the best and most entertaining podcast you will find on a Tuesday. It is the only one featuring Wolf, a fox, and three guys with cock. We are ready to roll. Yeah. Let's get the show going.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, wow. You brought back some old school.
Newf's on my level tonight. It's awesome.
I got my energy drink kicking in now, babes. Yeah.
I need some of that.
Next up, we have the First Lady of Xbox, Miss SheWulf.
Hello, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on,
Really?
the ladies tonight.
Really? Really? Apparently, I want to stab somebody in the heart, so...
What?
That's what Timidos
Oh,
Hopefully it's not me.
Oh,
No,
you a
it's
slayer. That's why.
Timidos, he's like, I look like I'm going to stab somebody in the heart, so...
Oh, that's cool. That's a good look.
It's compliment. He's calling you a slayer.
I don't know. Okay. I'm wearing Batman
She's
shirt.
like,
How does that even... I don't know.
Batman takes people out. Come on,
Well,
let's
I know
go.
that.
All right, so everyone in the chat on Twitter, make sure you get your questions to us. We'll be answering them at the end of the show, and I know there's going to be a lot of Scorpio ones. So, good news, we're going to be talking a lot about that today. So it's going to be a fun time. I got my haterade. I'm ready to talk shit about Xbox. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Ooh.
Right? What the fuck?
I don't know. Got to change it up. So let's go ahead and start with my favorite topic of what we do on the show, and that's what we've been playing. I know you all can pretty much guess what me and Fox have been playing. I've been talking about it the last couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and start with Fox.
Oh, what? You gotta put me on the spot? All right.
For sure.
I played a little bit of Guitar Hero Live. Everybody's been talking about music lately, and I was just like, fuck it, I want to rock out. Played a little bit of Pure for Throwback Thursday video, and that has ATVs and stuff. Really fun game. Gears of War I played obviously, and I streamed it on Beam if you guys didn't know. So that was my first game. And it's on my YouTube channel now. I bought Blizzard Mountain kind of late, but it was on sale last week, so I got it. I was playing some Forza. What else? Destiny with the community, with my brothers, with SheWulf and GKB. So yeah, Destiny all around.
Destiny.
So I played on Xbox and PlayStation. So yeah, that's about it. That's a lot of games right there.
That is a lot of games.
That is a lot of games. Damn.
Yeah. What's up with you, Mike? What you been playing, dude?
Man, I compared to Fox, nothing. I feel like okay. So this past weekend we had an open house. I'm buying a new house, and we put our house for sale, and awesome for us. We sold our house on the first day it was listed, so that's great.
Ooh,
But
awesome.
for the last week, I've been kind of like walking on eggshells, making sure I don't like spill a beer or like fart too loud or anything like that. So we've been trying to keep the house as neat as possible. And then for the weekend, we had to take the kids and all the animals out of the house to my parents' place. So I was at my mom's, and ever since I moved out, I found out she got really crappy internet, so I couldn't really do much online. But I did play some Mass Effect Andromeda, keeping up with that. And last night I got into Overcooked. Me and my wife, we were kind of bored, looking for something to play, and I heard you and SheWulf talking about it. You guys had a lot of fun with it, so I pitched it to her. She was like, "Yeah, sure, let's get it and try it out." And we had a blast. Like we didn't want to put it down. Like it was time to put the kids to bed. We were just like, "Go brush your teeth. We're playing games." But
That's how we were.
It was a great time.
That's awesome, man. What about you, Newf?
Well, if playing with myself counts, I've just prestiged. But in all fairness, all seriousness, no, I haven't been playing a whole lot of games. Actually, the last few days, it's kind of been weird. I've just been in one of those moods where I don't know, can't seem to get up for things right now. But a little bit of Mass Effect. Haven't touched that in a couple of days, but hopefully I'll get back on that one. And what else have I been trying? Just a few odds and ends, a few different games here and there. So, yeah, but definitely I got to get back at Mass Effect. I still got to try to finish off Horizon Zero Dawn. Still got a long ways to go before I see the ending to Zelda. So, yeah, lots of games. And I can't use the excuse not having enough time on my hands, being unemployed at the moment, unfortunately. But, yeah, I don't know. I just get up and don't feel like playing much sometimes.
Yeah, it happens, man. Get into like one of those lulls, you're like, I just don't feel like gaming right now. It happens, brother. It happens. What about you, SheWulf? What you been playing? I know you've been streaming a little bit.
Yeah, I was actually playing Snake Pass, which is actually a pretty good game, and completely, utterly destroyed it at first, but then got the hang of it. That was kind of funny to see. That's what happens.
That was
well,
funny.
yeah. Well, see, that's what happens when you're watching your OBS screen instead of your actual Xbox screen.
Yeah, she told me. I was like, what?
Yeah. I didn't even
funny.
realize what screen I was watching. And then I also played Troll and I, which is a pretty cool game. It kind of reminds me a lot of like a Tomb Raider style game, or maybe what Scalebound might have been, possibly.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see any dragons.
But instead of a dragon, you have a troll. But it's like the same kind of style. And like when I compared it, I was like, and you also get to be like this good-looking guy with like
nice,
headphones.
good-looking, huh?
Well, in
I'm gonna wreck this
Scalebound,
dude right now.
you're gonna have fun with that. His dragon will probably eat you. But yeah, so like in Scalebound, you're like this. You're a decent-looking guy, a teenage guy with cool headphones. Where in Troll and I, you're like this dorky kid with weird dreadlocks. I don't know. But so
Okay.
either way, it was an interesting game. And I actually also played some Diablo 3. I was playing some Diablo 3. And Destiny. Yeah. I did. And I was playing Destiny, so yeah.
Cool. I've been playing Diablo. Oh yeah, and Diablo, and maybe some Diablo.
And Destiny.
And a little bit of Destiny, yeah. But
Yeah. You didn't play game time with us. Mean?
Nope. I had this all planned out. Like the crew was ready to go. We did it like once it started, and we just didn't stop playing like all weekend.
That's what happens when the new season starts.
Yeah. So we got through all the leveling, and freaking Diablo 3's RNG is like terrible to me right now. Like it will not give me anything, and everybody else like on my team is like, oh, I got this and I like this, and I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. I'm so tired of this.
You got like a collection of daggers now or something.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of crap that I can't use. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. So that sounds awesome. Let's go ahead and get into the first topic. I know everybody wants us to talk about Scorpio, but we want to touch on a couple of little topics before we get into that, because I know that's probably going to take up most of the show. So let's go ahead and talk about some PlayStation Plus games for April. We have Drawn to Death and that Lovers game, which was on Xbox as well as a free game. I played it on the Xbox. It was okay. I wouldn't say it's like anything to go out and like go buy, so definitely for free is awesome.
Oh, the Lovers game, yeah.
Yeah, the Lovers game.
It's interesting, but you definitely need two people. Like
Yeah.
that is definitely where that point comes in.
I mean, you can play it as one, but it's a
you
pain in the ass.
can, but it's kind of like Overcooked, where you kind of need that other person
Makes it more fun,
to
yeah.
make it to make it more fun, and just to maneuver, what you have to do a lot easier than trying to control two people.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about the PlayStation Plus games? I think it's all right. Like a free brand new game is kind of cool. I don't know about lovers, but what do you guys think?
I've heard good things about Drawn to Death. From what I saw about it, I was watching a trailer or gameplay without any audio because I was at work. So I feel like I missed out on a lot because I hear there's a lot of colorful words being said in the game by the characters.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like my cup of tea, but again, I was no audio, just kind of glancing at it over the side. Hearing a lot of really good things. Everyone that's played is loving it, so it might be worth a try. If hey, it's a free game, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to Crap. And I'm gonna talk shit to them right now because on Xbox Nation I thought it looked really cool, and they were all talking shit to me and being like, "Oh, it sucks, whatever, blah blah." But he said today on our Discord that he's actually having fun with it, and he's gonna be streaming on Friday. So
Exposed.
bam, exposed.
That's one hell of a shout out right there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Since it's free, I decided to go and download it. Right? If it had a cost like $20, that'd have been more
Right?
reserved. But hey, I'll give it a try. I mean, it actually, the more I look at it and see of it, the better it actually appears.
Right.
Like I kind of get where they're going with it, and it does look like it's a fun distraction. I mean, its staying power might be the biggest question mark, but if all the PlayStation Plus users download it for free and it kicks and it really builds up steam here over the next little while, then you never know. Maybe they've got a bona fide, franchise on their hands that they could turn into a big AAA game down the road. You never know.
Yeah, I thought like artistically it was really interesting. Like I haven't really seen a game that was like all drawings and like on paper and kind of stuff like that. I thought it was really interesting. So yeah, I'm dying to try it out. Go ahead, Fox.
At first, I thought it sounded dumb. I was like, man, this is Garbo, get out of here. I seen some gameplay, because we were supposed to talk about this like a while ago, but like we skipped it, right, in the topics or something, because more important things came up. But I looked it up a while ago, and I thought, wow, this looks fun. This looks cool. My brothers would totally love this. So I sold them on it. They had no idea what it was or who made it or anything, so I told them about it. So they are going to download it, and we're going to check it out together.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. So the fact that that's new and it's free, like you guys said, that's freaking awesome. And the Lovers game, that's the best way to get it, I guess, is free in my opinion.
Yeah.
And there's another one actually, 10 Second Ninja X.
Yep.
It's for the Vita, but they're also letting you play it on PS4. So
That's cool.
that's another game they're adding for the PlayStation Plus.
Sweet. So you get more games. All good.
My feet keep falling.
Yeah.
Big shout out to everybody watching us. Over 105 people. You guys are fantastic.
Hi.
Shout out to some of
Big
them.
crowd.
Face out there, Bam, Remix, NLG crews out there. You guys all rock, HUD, and all the rest of you guys. I'm sorry if I can't name you all out there, but we love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking out with us. So I think that was about it for PlayStation Plus games. I think it's an okay month. I don't think it's a terrible month because I think Drawn to Death is really, the highlight.
It don't hold a candle to Xbox Live Gold games right now, little bitches.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say
They killed it.
it's not bad until you look at what we've got on the Xbox side. That's the only way it doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't forget, you got to blow the dust off the Xbox ones. They're so fucking old, right?
Regardless if they're old or not, man, they're fantastic games they're giving us either way.
Hey, classics never die.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and get into this next one that was kind of really interesting to me. And I saw it, and I have a lot of fond memories of, and it's about Mad Catz, where they're pretty much closing up. They had some financial things happen. But I was like, back in the day, they had really cheap peripherals. And, being a kid and all that kind of stuff, you really can't afford a whole lot. So that was like my go-to thing for stuff I wanted to like controllers and all that kind of stuff because it's super cheap. But they were like betting the farm pretty much on the Rock Band 4, doing the peripherals and all that kind of stuff. It seemed like it didn't pan out. Like Rock Band really didn't sell like what they thought it was going to be. They tried their best to keep it afloat, but in the end, it looks like they're going to be closing down. So that's a bummer. I hate to see people lose their jobs and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you guys get any like Mad Catz stuff throughout the years? I know they're pretty hype going on 360.
it's crazy because I mean they've been open since like the 80s.
Yeah,
So of
for a long
course,
time.
I mean one of us have. I mean since we were younger, and I didn't even know the name of the controllers. We used to get that with third party, but I'm pretty sure like now that I see the logo and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I remember seeing those.
Yeah.
And also the Triton headset, I had some of those as well.
Oh yeah.
And they make those.
Yep, you're right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it sucks that they're going bankrupt and all that.
It seemed like they did really well, like during the OG Xbox era, like around that time, and then it's just seemed like midway through the last cycle with Xbox 360 and PS3, like it kind of died off. And the last big contract I remember them signing, it was when they signed in with EA and Rock Band to produce all of the instruments for the Rock Band game. But I don't really know what happened to them after that. It's just like they weren't very visible. You know what I mean? I mean, I've had some Mad Cat stuff, and it was okay. I mean, it was for the price of some of it wasn't too bad, but otherwise, yeah, like it's not surprising. I don't know. It's a crazy industry out there right now, and maybe it's hard to license the technology too, because with Microsoft they have proprietary tech inside the controllers, and
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. So
Well,
maybe
I think it
touchpads on the
actually-
PS4 controller and everything.
Well, I also think it has to do a lot with the companies themselves, Microsoft and Sony both coming out with higher quality products for their actual brand. Like we're seeing.
Oh, so you're saying like the
controller-
controllers are like really good that they don't have to like go ahead and get these.
Yeah,
aftermarket
like
ones?
why get third party
Yeah, that makes
if
sense.
you can get the same around the same price for better stuff? And that's the problem with Mad Catz. Like for instance, their wheels and all that kind of stuff that you could buy, you could go to Fnatic and get an amazing wheel that does
yeah.
even better. So there's other places that, and even what is that? Logitech?
Yeah,
Logitech is now coming out with all these like other, and even Razer's coming
well,
out
Logitech
with
and
their,
Razer is like they're kind of diversified where they do console stuff and PC stuff. so
But
they
that's
have
my
more.
point, though. They're still
Right.
doing
Oh,
the
you're saying
same
same- yeah,
stuff that
okay.
Mad
Yeah.
Cat is doing, but better and not at a huge super price. So that's allowing people to actually go to these brands that they can actually rely on instead of focusing just on a brand that could possibly be better. Now, I'm not saying Mad Cat was like a bad brand, but there was a lot of cheap products
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
came out of Mad Cat
Yeah.
that weren't really worth the money.
Yeah, but
buying.
for me, like like I said, like I was a kid, that was the stuff I could afford. I couldn't
Well,
afford
yeah.
like Logitech and all that.
But
kind
I'm
of
saying,
stuff
but
over there.
nowadays, a lot of the Logitech and a lot of like other products from Microsoft themselves, from Sony themselves, are bringing out these things that you can afford.
Yeah, you good point.
So
But that's just it too. Back in the day, it was pretty much you had your first party stuff or you had Mad Cats, and that's it.
Yep.
Now you have PDP making all those Afterglow headsets,
Turtle
controllers, you name it. Like, so there's more competition. I think Mad Cats put too much of their marketing dollars, their R&D into like really niche stuff, like the steering wheels that didn't really take off. I mean, some people bought them, but a lot of people didn't. Again, expensive Rock Band peripherals that most people basically forgot about after last gen, and vice versa. Like, they kind of doomed themselves. You know, they should have come back with some really good alternative controllers for good money. You know what I mean? Like, there's another controller for the Xbox One. It's like a ripoff of the Elite, and I forget which company makes it, but like, fuck, I think it's only like $20 difference than the Xbox brand. I'm like, why the hell would I buy theirs? And I'll just go get the first party one, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of it has to do with, like what Newf was mentioning, there's an increase in competition. I mean, video gaming has become a lot more mainstream. It's very much more profitable than it was back, like when you were saying that they reached their peak in the PS2 OG Xbox days, and that bubble kind of burst because, you know, gaming has reached out to such a broader audience that all these other companies want to get on manufacturing the peripherals. And I mean, me personally, like you said, GKB, I hate to see anybody lose a job, but I bought one Mad Catz controller for the PS2, and it broke within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cheaper, but as soon as I ended up
Get
breaking
what you pay
that,
for, kind of thing.
yeah, I didn't go back to the store and buy another Mad Catz controller. I bought the official DualShock because, you know, I want something that was going to last again. Although how much those last, that's a bit of controversy too. But whatever.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I hate to see people losing their jobs and all that kind of stuff. I don't like growing up. I just have like fond memories of Mad Catz, whether like their shit was okay or whatnot. So it's just sad to see that happen. Like we see a lot of like, you know, developers and all that stuff kind of going away, and the industry's changing in a big way and stuff like that. And I mean, even with GameStop now, like with all that stuff's happening, you kind of have to like change your style of doing things and keep up with the times and, you know, keep it moving if you're going to stay viable in the gaming industry these days. So
which they could have with the resources that they did have. They could have actually stayed with the times, but you know, with all the other competitors, Afterglow, with Logitech, Razer, and there's actually a few other ones. You have like Rock Candy and all them who also all compete, but are bringing out stuff that people actually want to see. People want, with the lights and all that kind of stuff put into their products, and they're making them look more appealing. It's going to draw people away from a brand they know because of that. And I think that's where Logitech, where Mad Catz went wrong, was sticking with what they thought was comfortable instead of trying to push the limits of what they could do with their products.
Yeah. What's up, Wendy, Phantom, UK?
Crap.
You guys, crap. Hey, look, I see Mike in there, too.
Remix.
Mike's in there, like, for some reason. I don't know why he's in the chat.
I don't know. We also got Invader, who's joining us.
Yep, Invader. Sim, all you guys.
You got Blue joining us.
Love you guys. You guys rock.
Oh,
right.
Hut Zero just did a code drop in the chat.
Oh, nice.
Gwen's closed beta code.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, get that closed beta. That's pretty cool.
Oh, now I see it.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to one more thing, and then we're just going to be like all Xbox pretty much after that. Star Wars Battlefront 2 reveal is going to be happening next week, Easter weekend, but it's also the Star Wars celebration. It's going to be in Orlando. I was saying on Discord today, I was like, man, I should try and talk SheWulf into going down to that because that'd be kind of cool. I've never been to like a Star Wars celebration before, see all the cosplay and all that kind of craziness. I don't think it's going to take much talking to SheWulf to go.
Star Wars.
Why is the Star Wars celebration next weekend instead of on May 4th? Because that's Star Wars Day and has been for years, so you'd think that's when they would have their celebration. And I mean, I'm happy to see more about Battlefront 2, the sooner the better, but I mean, if they're going to do a Star Wars celebration, I just thought it'd be on May 4th. May the 4th be with you,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just something that has to do with like timing for like E3 and stuff coming down the pipe. I don't know, man. It's really interesting. I don't know what's going on. But
it could also be just when the date was available for where they want, like, there could be a lot of things around
it could be a
why they
too.
couldn't do it on that date.
But who's excited about seeing a Battlefront 2 reveal? I'm excited because, like, for the fact of they're going to be going across multiple eras, so they're going to be showing off all the movie stuff instead of just nitpicking shit now. So that's fantastic. We're going to see the new stuff, the old stuff, so that's going to be fun.
I want to see Galactic Conquest come back.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. I
think you know what else? With the reveal coming next weekend, there's something happening on Thursday that I heard about that might allow the reveal next weekend to perhaps showcase some Scorpio footage.
Interesting thing you're talking about there. Let's save that, though, for the Scorpio thing. But
what Scorpio thing? I don't know what's happening on Thursday.
Well, there was only two big problems with the original Battlefront game. There wasn't enough of it when it came out. There was no single-player campaign, which was kind of, just something to play on your own. And lastly, the DLC was overpriced and a little underwhelming. But outside of that, I thought DICE did a freaking fantastic job with it, especially considering they had to try to get this game out on the go in the middle of Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1 and all that stuff. So, I mean, graphically, I think it's one of the most impressive games this generation, and the engine runs pretty smoothly with it. So, I'm looking forward to a new game coming out, man. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully, they bring back a little more old school like the old games, but we'll see. I got a feeling that this one might be a little bit more worth the money this time around.
I think so too, man. And I always said, like, even I didn't buy the first one and all that stuff. I played the EA Access and everything, but I thought it nailed like Star Wars like perfectly. Like the sound, the characters and all that kind of stuff was like spot on, like perfect. But like what you're talking about is like trying to get it out before the movie and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's where it hurt it, where they were trying to meet this date when they should have just been like, what, the movie comes out, let's make the game. After that, let's add all this stuff in there that should have been in the game in the first place, kind of thing. But that's business for you with that game. So I'm excited that they're going to have a campaign, and I'm really interested in where it's going to go and how it fits into the timeline of Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. So I really
want to see them add more depth to the multiplayer, because it really seemed like this last one was dumbed down and kind of more geared towards casual gamers. Yeah, like I miss having different classes, like everybody playing a role. It really made you feel like part of a team, whereas this one, even though it would partner you up with like some random person so that you could like spawn off of them, you still felt like you were going at it alone, even though you're in this huge galactic war. So I hope they go back to the original Battlefronts and bring more of that to the table instead of what they brought with the 2015 Battlefront game.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, SheWulf? You excited about Star Wars?
It's not that I don't like Star Wars. I'm not a huge fan. I'll play it if everybody's playing it. I'm not like jumping out of my seat waiting for it.
You just don't like Star Wars?
No, it's nothing to do with
Damn.
that. It's just I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I like
Okay, that's
BB-8.
So you like the new stuff?
I like BB-8.
What about
Only
you, Fox?
BB-8. I don't care about the rest of it. It's just BB-8.
You're just killing me right now. You just hurt my soul.
It is what it is.
What about
You
you,
don't like
Fox?
Buffy, so
That's true.
I don't have to like Star Wars.
Oh shit. There's some fighting words right there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's better than the first one. Obviously, I want them to put together a whole bunch of different like sections within the Star Wars universe, not just like only focus on one era. I would like for them to expand that. But yeah, like I'm looking forward to it. I just don't want to get too hyped because, we've been disappointed before.
Absolutely.
But I'm looking forward to it, and I completely agree with you that when you play the first one, the sounds and everything makes you feel like very Star Wars-y.
Yeah.
So I actually like that a lot. They got the sounds really perfect.
I did
And
it
the
all
guns
for
and
the
stuff
Wookiee.
like that.
The Wookiee. So you can have a cookie.
Kitty.
Does anyone want to take a guess on like what era the story is gonna be in for the campaign?
Nope.
Is
Well,
it
I don't
gonna
know.
like?
Pictures
Do you think?
I kept finding were kind of weird.
I think they'll definitely try to tie into like
The newer stuff,
some
or-
of the newer stuff, but I don't think they'll abandon the older stuff either, just because that stuff resonates with I think the bulk load of Star Wars fans that buy the game. So I think we'll just see more of the newer stuff. Maybe if they go story wise, it will be more newer stuff, but a lot of the multiplayer aspect might be like tied into the older franchise.
Yeah. Interesting.
Maybe.
You know, it'd be an interesting concept if, like, let's say you were like part of the, what is it? They're not the rebels anymore in the new movies, but whatever the rebel faction, the good guys. Like, what if you're training and you go into some sort of training simulation where you play through all the battles of the previous era, and then that leads you up to the current era, and it has some sort of story where you're following a certain character through, and then that just you end up that story with the new like content from episode 7, and I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of DLC for episode 8 because that's coming out this December.
Would anybody want to play? I mean, I think that's a great idea, Mike. Would anybody want to play on the dark side, like playing as the Empire? I think that would be kind of cool, or get to pick either
Yeah,
side.
well, my Xbox Live gamer tag is Catz, so I might have an affliction for the dark side.
for sure.
If you play as a stormtrooper, you will have unlimited continues because you will die repeatedly.
All the
There's
rebels
some
will
big
kill
bulky
you.
armor that doesn't do shit.
Yeah, but I'd like to see that too, like just playing like as the bad guys for a little bit. Maybe like there's some
No,
special forces
forget
kind of
them.
thing or whatever. Come on.
I still
That'd be fun.
found that Kinect game was pretty fun at being able to control the fucking Rancor.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Good old
So-
Kinect.
I think we're excited for Star Wars. Anything Star Wars, I think, is going to sell like bananas. So
I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah.
forward to the movie more than the game. Done.
interesting. Nice. I'm interested for the movies too.
Ooh.
They've been doing a really good job.
HUD said Republic Commando. It was a good game.
Yeah, Republic Commando was awesome.
Oh, that was great.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, but they were supposed to do one that's called 1313. That
I was
shit looked
thinking about that,
awesome.
too.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
That would have been real nice.
I hope that
Oh, what
ties into
happened
like
was-
Amy Hennig's game or something like that, or like a derivative of that or something. I don't know.
Didn't that get scrapped when Disney bought up the franchise?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Almost surprised they haven't come up with another Force Unleashed game yet because those first two were pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, fortunately.
Well, the
Yeah,
first one
true.
was pretty good. The second one was good gameplay, but the story was trash.
Yeah. But you could force pull down like a Star Destroyer. I was like, yes, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that was kind of like playing a baddie. I actually like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on to the new Xbox One update. I think everybody's got it now. Everybody's had a chance to mess around with it. I've seen like mixed things about it. I think for the most part, I see everybody saying it's really fast and they love that and all that kind of stuff. But people just ain't liking the home screen or how you get there. I think at first, like when I was using it in the preview program, it was definitely something that took getting used to because like you hit it and it would bring up this other menu and you can't go right to the home screen and all that stuff. But for me, that all the home screen stuff was just right there in that guide thing now. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys like it? Do you not like it? What's your concern?
I think for the first day or two that I had it, I was on the fence. Like I didn't know if I liked it or not. Just because I'm getting older and I'm getting resistant to change. So when things change, I'm like not that happy about it. But
Stop it.
exactly, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Like you said, they pulled everything from your home screen into the Xbox guide. So once I got a feel for it, like I'm loving it now. The quick responses that I get between switching from apps, it's a lot speedier. It just seems like it's a very refreshed user interface, and the integration with Beam has been awesome. It's so easy to start streaming your game now. You don't have to worry about like setting up Twitch and getting that ready and then swapping back between an app and all that stuff. Like it's so simple to start streaming that we should see a ton of more people streaming on Beam here in the next couple of weeks.
I think that's really exciting too, man. Like the new beaming thing. Like I always like wonder like how many like really good streamers are out there that just don't have the money for like a high-end PC or just do all this streaming stuff and buy all the equipment and everything like that. And now if they have an Xbox, they can just literally go on Beam, and if they have a Kinect, they can even have a face cam and all that kind of stuff. And I'm really interested to see what kind of characters we have out there and to start streaming and see some really good streamers like Foxy out there.
Well, and wasn't Newf streaming as well?
Newf was streaming. He was. That was awesome. I was watching.
He's got some streaming fans in the chat there. They're saying he was an awesome streamer.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I love it, man. It's so well integrated. It's faster. It's sleeker. It keeps all of the stuff that you generally use on a day-to-day basis kind of right in front of your eyes as soon as you kind of hit the dashboard button. Like it's easy to use once you just kind of get used to navigating those things. They did a great job. And again, kudos to Microsoft, guys, because they've been listening to Xbox fans, constant feedback since pretty much the launch of Xbox One, and they are trying their damnedest to give us all the things that they want. And trust me, if you own both consoles, and this is not to be biased, but you should be able to tell pretty easily the Xbox dashboard, the interface itself, is far more complex than anything on the PlayStation 4. Like, bar none. Like, because they're doing way more stuff with their interface than they are on the PlayStation. Theirs is pretty much just like the same shit for the last 4 years. Like, scroll left, scroll right, pick something.
That's what I was going to say, too. Like, Newf is like, you made a great point. Like, if you look at like the PS4 Now UI, it's pretty much the same thing as when it started. Whereas the Xbox One UI now is a completely different thing than when it came out. It had that old like Xbox 360 UI, and they had issues and slowdown and all that kind of stuff. And they really, like you said, took people's feedback, and that's what was really cool about the alpha program and all that kind of stuff, and getting into the betas and trying all that stuff out. Give really good feedback, and made a UI that's really fantastic now and really peppy. I still have issues though with the download speeds where Mike come out and said, hey, you should be getting like the speeds. I still don't get that. I don't even get like a third of what I'm supposed to be getting, so I don't know what's going on with that. But
hey, and can I just say, like, recording gameplay captures and screenshots is so much easier now with the one button press than the double tap of the Xbox button. I'm really
the
appreciating
double tap
that.
And then the X and the Y or whatever it was.
Yeah, because half the time the double tap wouldn't work. Now it's just press the Xbox button, press X, press Y, you're done, you're back into your game. It's so quick and efficient.
And then you were like, did I catch it at the right time? Like, it's only going to record so much. Like,
Right. Especially if you want to grab a screenshot. It was so hard to get a screenshot unless you had the connector, your headset to get Cortana to take the screenshot. It was so hard to capture that perfect moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have it on my keypad actually. So on there I just press record and take a picture. But I do like that they added more details on the top for you. You do have your time right there. You have You can record for like 10 minutes as well. So you have to start recording from 10 minutes, but if you want pre-recorded, I think that's only up to 5 minutes. But either way, that's cool because you have your different options, different choices. So I'm digging it. I like who was it, Mike, who said it? At first I was hesitant and I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I like it or not, but it only took a couple of days and I was like, wow, this is awesome. It's faster. I don't miss the giant tile as much as I thought I would, actually.
Right? I agree.
Yeah. At first, everybody was like freaking out about it, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna hate it.
I was
but
the
now
same
I'm like,
way.
oh, it's not as bad. It's fine. It's
You
fine.
get to
It's
see your
gonna be
background
fine, guys.
more and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
Well, who the hell
I have
That
an
makes
actually
sense
awesome
to have a
uses that
background.
background though? Like, who actually goes to the home screen now?
I go to the home screen all the time.
When you start off your system and stuff, when you listen to music.
She was going on a rant. Let's go.
I am still annoyed with the fact, like, if I want to go to my home screen, I have to, like, press the thing and then double tap A. I liked when I could just double tap the friggin' Xbox button and take me back to my home page. Like, I like that feature. I don't like having to, like...
You're one of those snap people, aren't you? You like that snap and you're missing it.
I don't like the snap thing. I didn't like the snap thing either. That was a pain in the ass to have to, like, snap and pull it up and all that crap. There's a lot of the features I really do like the fact that, you know, it's easier to take screenshots and all that. Still fucking hate Cortana. Like, she's annoying as hell.
Hey, Cortana, like, take a screenshot. Did you want me to order a pizza? No.
Oh my god, what? I did that one time. I think that... Was it you guys I told that to? Must have been, because if you're making the pizza joke, because I did. I was like, oh, I was like, Cortana, record that, and she's like, order pizza now. I'm like, no. I was so annoyed. I actually have that on a recording somewhere, and but yeah, I can't stand her, but you can at least shut her off, so that's not a huge deal. But you know, I still don't like the fact that you can't just go straight to your homepage. And really, what's the point? Like, what is really the main point of it anymore? Now that you can, like, just pull up your side menu and everything is right there. Is there really an absolute purpose to go to your home screen?
Well, I mean, in the side menu, the guide, it doesn't pull in all of your pins. So if you needed to get a pin that it wasn't pulling up, you'd go back to the home screen. But other than that, I can't find a reason for it.
Yeah, but
community.
even
you want to
all
go
of your...
to the community section.
But no, you can do all of that right through there. Even your pin.
It has a...
Yeah, your pin, like all your pins, community, everything. Everything is all right there in your freaking sidebar.
No, I thought it only showed like the top 6 or 7 pins, and then you had to go to the home screen to see the rest.
Yeah, I don't see all my pins, actually.
I see when I went to my pin, I had like friggin' 30 of the stupid things all in a row down the freaking side.
Well, we're also on the preview program thing.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Oh, they're not in the
preview?
Have that.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay. Well,
I
thought we were talking about like the main preview.
Yeah, so that we might have different features.
Oh, okay. Well, then there's a whole bunch of features that you pretty much don't need to go to your home screen for anymore.
I don't know. I really didn't look.
Well, you know, guys, when it comes to features and options, I always say it's like this: is it better to give people 100% of the options for, say, 10% of the audience, or give you 75% of the audience, 75% of the options for like 70 or 5% of your audience? You know what I mean?
Depends on who you talk to on social media, brother.
Let me clarify something. Seems Timidos is just in the mood for pointing everything I say out tonight. What I was referring to is the fact I like my homepage. I've always liked going to it. That's why I like customizing it.
On another level today.
Well, he's been like everything I've been saying. He's got something to say about.
I'd pick on you.
But I like the homepage. I like going to the homepage. I'm saying for the gist of the new like insider updates, they made it to a point where there is no major point to actually need to go to your homepage. I'm not saying I like it. I never once said I liked it. I like my homepage. I like being able to like customize and make it look all cool and stuff with your personalized backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. But they're like Xbox themselves are making it where the page is really not needed anymore because you can do everything in your side menu.
Yeah.
Is what I was
don't know.
getting
Sometimes
at.
I find myself like doing it like old school way for some reason. Like I go to the guide, then go to the home screen, and then go to just out of habit. So
yeah, same here.
I've been there.
Yeah, so it's kind of I don't know, weird.
I like both. I like that if I want to turn on my console and just listen to music, I leave it in the home screen, and I like the option that if I'm in a game, I have everything right there, so I can switch from a game to YouTube right there and then later on quit that while I'm already doing something else. So I like having that option. I like it's fast. I have no problem with it except for the snap feature where I actually did use that before a lot, and then less and less as they started fixing a lot of the things like Pandora. You could listen to music and you don't have to have it snap, stuff like that. But I did listen to YouTube while I used to like play Forza and stuff and listen to a podcast, so you can't do that. And Twitch, I can't have my chat up anymore, so I have to have it on my phone.
I'm pretty sure they're
stuff
going
like
to,
that.
I think they're going to bring the snap back because
I hate the snap. Don't ever bring that shit back.
But there is a lot of people that are complaining that they don't have the snap feature. Though they
I want the picture-in-picture though.
That's what
that would be cool.
Good idea.
I would be cool with that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
that's
maybe
a nice
there's
I
replacement.
was
new
using
feature
the
they
real
need
estate
to-
of the screen when it came to Snap, but
Right.
if they did that picture-in-picture, I'd be all for that.
Yeah, as
did
long
you guys
as I can
try
do
the
multiple things?
Did you guys try the achievement like overlay thing at all? Like and see how
Yeah.
you like that? I thought that was really cool, man. I love that feature.
I didn't get to yet.
I
Actually
haven't tried
tells
it
you
yet.
now where you are progress-wise, like on the
Yeah.
fly. It's pretty neat, so you don't have to constantly go back and look it up.
Yeah. Where like before, like when you could do it, you could snap the achievements, and then it would take up like your gaming real estate, which I couldn't stand. I hated it.
Yeah. And I like that it's also like see-through, like Beam, like the little
transfer.
chat, like Beam.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
so
that.
awesome.
That's actually pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. And it
I
doesn't
want
show
that for
through
Twitch if they had a
on the Beam
choice.
stream either. Like you could just see it, but it doesn't go through to anyone else. That's really cool.
Now, this is semi-related, not related, but guys, here's one more feature that nobody's really ever called out or said much about ever since the launch of the Xbox. Something that the Xbox One has done since day one that the PlayStation has not done. And that is you can actually play your CD collection in the fucking Xbox. You cannot do that on PlayStation 4. You could
still can't do that yet.
No, you cannot play your CDs. The only way you can play music is to go out and buy their subscription service.
I was gonna say that too, SheWulf.
I knew that was coming, but you know what? I've got a massive collection of CDs, and it's sure as hell a nice sound
MP3.
system.
Especially now that you can actually
those, man.
have your music playing in the background, you just add it to like your cloud, and you can literally just listen to all your music without putting.
Here's the deal: like, I've got a big music collection on CD that I don't want to have to go back and pay money for, and I'm not one of those people that's going to go in and rip my music. I don't believe in doing that. That's just me. I pay them for my shit.
What?
Didn't the 360 like do that for you, like back in the day?
No, the
Yep,
OG
360
Xbox
had
would
that.
rip your CDs.
You put your
and load
CDs
them on
onto the hard drive, yeah.
Yeah, they all
so-
had it basically.
I don't know if the I don't know if the Xbox One.
I don't think you can do that on Xbox One this time, though.
Ah.
Well, that's
Can't
because they
save
have,
them in
they have
there?
Groove and everything, and you
Oh,
can
yeah,
just
they don't
upload
want
your
you.
CDs into your OneDrive and play them through Groove and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's one way to do it. But I'm just
Yeah, I
pointing
totally
out,
get
just
that,
saying it's still an option that one system has, the other one doesn't.
No, that's totally an interesting thing.
Yeah.
I don't personally use it, but I could totally.
The only
see it.
disc that passes through my disc tray is a 4K Blu-ray, and that's it.
I know, right? I don't even like put disc in hardly anymore. So let's go ahead.
physical
And,
haters.
I think the new update's really cool.
Come on, man. I put my disc into everything. Come on.
Some people like that physical, man. I don't know.
I don't think that's what he meant. The question is, how does your wife feel about that?
Oh man, I don't know.
Just saying.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the big topic. Tons and tons and tons of Scorpio stuff, and holy shit, Microsoft's getting ballsy. Letting one of their biggest critics reveal the Scorpio and talk a whole bunch of crap about it. Like, I couldn't believe this. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. This could go really well for Microsoft or go really bad.
That's Microsoft beating their chest. They're saying this
Yeah,
thing's
they're,
so great,
so
even our
confident.
biggest hater can't say shit about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I took it as. Is like they are really confident about the hardware and stuff, and saying, "Hey, Digital Foundry, do what you can do." I think we're still going to come out on top on this one. So that's really interesting. Before we get into that craziness, I want to talk about like this list of 100 games going around because I think it's utter and complete bullshit. I don't think it's real at all. And for like me and Mike were going back and forth in Discord about it, and we came to the same conclusion. There's a lot of games on there like Advanced Warfare. I just don't see games like Advanced Warfare getting a 4K update for no reason. Like nobody's playing. The servers are like super low. Sledgehammer's also coming out with their new game. So again, why would they update the old one when they're releasing the new one?
And Activision is not the kind of company that's going to devote resources to an old game that's not making them money.
Exactly.
When they can, make money off of new shit. Also, what was the other one? You mentioned Forza Horizon 2, and I was kind of on the line. I was like, well, first-party games, I can see them getting the update. But then I thought about it more, and I was like, well, Forza Horizon 2 does not have a PC port. So, again, they're going to have to devote a lot of resources to updating that. It's not like they can just pull it from the Windows 10 store. And so that doesn't make any sense either.
Right, and the other ones, too, is like Inside. I'm like, so wait. A grayscale kind of game with a little bit of color here and there needs a 4K update. It like literally like the Xbox
that
One S
HDR on grayscale is amazing. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like Rise and Shine, like all these other games on there, I'm just like that just doesn't make sense. I don't see them taking the time to do that. Like when they got like good upscalers and stuff that would do that for you for those kind of games. Like I totally see like a lot of the first party, absolutely. Some of the newer games like Destiny 2 and all that kind of stuff, absolutely. Like I totally get that, but there's just so many flaws in that list where I was just like, we can't go with this. And also, if you read the article, they went on to say like, this is kind of like our wish list. It's not really confirmed and all that kind of stuff. I think people are just blowing it a little bit out of proportion. I'm not saying all those games are going to be 4K. I just say a majority of them probably not going to be.
Which Sledgehammer game are they?
Advanced Warfare.
Why? Okay.
A 3-year-old game.
Okay. Well, no, not even just that. I love the game. Don't get me wrong. This is it's my favorite. But majority of people hated the fucking game. Why would they turn around and upscale that one?
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, that game got so much hate. Why would they upscale that one? Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was the last game that had the Microsoft marketing, perhaps?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, like, but I just don't see them doing it.
Yeah, especially.
And then there wasn't Black Ops on the
Activision-
list.
Yeah, see, Black Ops 2 probably
No,
would
not
have.
Black Ops 2, though.
Yeah, but no,
Black
I'm
Ops
saying
3.
though, but I'm saying in general, like if you're going to go with one of the older games, Black Ops 2 would have been their best bet because that was the one that was in like their whole list thing for backwards compact games and all that was one of the highest
I don't see them
games.
doing
Oh yeah,
360
I think
game
that
on
one's
4K,
number
though.
one or
No,
number
but
two,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, like it's something like that you would see Activision turn. Well, think
Yeah,
about
Black
it.
Ops 3 I would see because like that was just before Infinity.
But look at Activision. Like, okay, so Activision brought back Modern Warfare or the 4 that came with the new Black
Modern
Ops.
Warfare.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I said it right. Modern Warfare. They brought that one back. So to bring back Black Ops, I'm pretty sure Activision would be like, okay, we'll give you guys a 4K, but we'll bring that one back because they brought that one to the Xbox One. So
charge you $80 to buy the new World War II version.
That's
just so
my
you can
point.
Get Black Ops 2.
That's my
remastered.
point. Like
they would do
Activision
that,
likes
yeah.
their money. They're not going to turn around and just, oh yeah, here you go. We're gonna give you.
I think like
no.
Infinite Warfare would probably get a 4K because it's one of the newer ones.
Yeah,
But
Right,
any,
right.
any farther
Warfare-
back, it's kind of like, I don't know. Like,
That-
Infinite
Activision is in the business
Warfare-
of making money, not doing shit for free to get a patch
Exactly.
for 4K resolution.
right. I mean, they
Exactly.
did it for the Pro for like Infinite Warfare and stuff, so that would make sense that Xbox would get that too. But we'll see. Like,
But
I
that
don't know.
wasn't on the list.
Infinite Warfare was on there. It was
it
Black
was?
Ops 3.
Oh,
wasn't
so
on
okay, I
there.
missed it then.
Yeah, Infinite Warfare was on there. But
Well, then fine. Black Ops 3 still would have got better freaking credibility than Advanced Warfare did.
yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree.
So I still make a stand on that one. It was that one I was thinking of. Black Ops
What about Fox
3.
and Newf? What you guys think about this list? You think there's any credit to it?
No, I think you guys made a lot of great points. There's no point of doing that to older games. So yeah, the newest Call of Duty would make more sense, obviously. But like, I just want to wait and see when everything is official instead of all this he said, she said. I'm
Yeah.
kind of tired of it.
Yeah. Like HUD makes a good
Yeah, I
point.
don't think they're going to go back too far, man.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to pick the top titles right now. Stuff that
makes sense,
that's
right?
newer. People are still playing it. The user base is there. It makes it worthwhile. Outside of that, whoever made up this list, I think most of that's just absolute bogus.
That's
Yeah.
the
You know
thing,
what
though.
I-
Anybody can make up a list. Anybody
I
can
hope-
just take a whole bunch of games and say, oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
this is what's happening.
Good, Mike.
I see this all
As
the
BS
time.
as I think that list is, I really hope that the Witcher 3 gets an update.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care about 4K, but give me HDR and give me 60 FPS on that game, and I will be in heaven. I will never play another game, probably. I will just be...
Witcher 3 is like a tough one for me too to even get on board with because they're like so deep into 2077 like Cyberpunk. So
Oh,
I don't-
But
I
it's
don't
such
know.
a popular game. I mean,
No, I totally
you can't
agree.
tell me that they wouldn't want to update that.
Yeah, it has
show
a
it
lot
off
of
its
love.
I thought
best.
that one
But-
was getting an update. I thought that was already confirmed by them.
but if they were going to do an update, why didn't they do it for the Pro already?
Maybe they're holding off
waiting
on
to
releasing the update all
yeah.
at once.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
maybe.
maybe it's
Microsoft
just
had
one
the,
single, because that
Did
is
they have the
what-
marketing rights for that?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Like that's one of their top games, and I can see them even still bring out more DLC and stuff for The Witcher
Yeah,
3
I can see
because
it.
how popular that game is. So I can't see that game not get an upres to it. I really can't.
Yeah. What do you guys think about like this more compact than the Xbox One S? And when I heard this, I was like, I don't know how much smaller it's going to be. It could be just a half an inch or like who knows, like right. But I was just like, wow, the Xbox One S is really small. How much smaller can they really make it when you start worrying about like, cooling and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, what's the rumor? It's having some revolutionary cooling system, but it's not liquid cooling, so
Yeah, I don't know how much
I
truth is in
mean-
that either.
I don't care how big it is. I was perfectly fine buying the day one Xbox One, and that thing was like everybody said, a 1980s VCR. So it's in my TV console. It's underneath my TV. I'm not looking at my Xbox when I'm playing games. I'm looking at my TV. So
Yeah,
as
exactly.
long as it's not the size of a PC tower, whatever.
Is it really?
It can be.
do,
Sorry,
do,
go ahead, Sheila.
Do people really think like making a small console is really like? Look at the PlayStation 2. We see like really, really big looking like systems, but then you look at like the PlayStation 2 and how small that thing was and the power
really
that it
tiny
had.
one.
Like they had one, it was like literally like what, that by that, like it was friggin'. So is it really that hard for them to create a system that is small? Same with PlayStation, it goes to them as well. Like it's not
I don't
hard.
think
So,
I don't think it's a tough thing to do. I just think it's a tough thing to do well when you're considering like it's a 6 teraflop GPU. I know teraflop's a big word, but like the heat consumption, I mean the heat that thing can put off and all that kind of stuff. So it does worry me. I mean, you even see this in like the PC market with like ITX cases and all that kind of stuff. You have to be really conscious about like airflow and all that kind of stuff in those, because you can really damage some components if
Which
it
is
gets
kind
too
of
hot.
funny, though. I do have to say that's kind of funny, though, because you would think with the technology improving over the years that airflow and heating and all that would actually be easier to control.
No, it's definitely way better than what
the
it was.
The systems used to be smaller before time, and now they're getting larger.
But you're talking
in
about like
time.
components too that didn't use that much power or anything back then either.
No, but they.
Remember the old PCs that were liquid cooled?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
they
just
still do
saying,
liquid
I think
cooling,
it's funny that things seem to be getting bigger as technology goes, when technically you would think logically things would get smaller
Hey, we'll
as
see.
technology grew.
Maybe we're completely wrong. Maybe they got like some craziness in there.
Well, personally, guys, I don't like size. To me, as long as it's not
totally
like the size of a
matters,
small
That's what she didn't say.
as long as it's not the size of a small fucking refrigerator, I'm cool with it. I mean, the original Xbox, to be honest, the
I didn't have a
size of
problem
that
with it.
system didn't bother me as much as the fact that it just didn't look very sexy.
I
Like
agree.
it was like I said,
I don't know, the custom ones did.
like Mike, the custom ones weren't too bad, but like Mike said, it was like a VCR. I mean, it was just a plain box with a big ventilation. At the end of the day, like GKB is alluding to, you're better off going with something that's a little bigger, where there's plenty of room to maneuver and you don't have the heat dissipation issues, than trying to make it look so damn sexy and small that all it becomes is a problem. I mean, fuck, there's reports right now, as a matter of fact, on the Nintendo Switch apparently warping if you leave it in the dock too long. Like, so who the hell knows what's going on? But
Well,
there's,
we'll let you know about that, because it's been sitting in the dock since pretty much the day we got it.
Yeah.
And I also noticed all those
that
reports
might
about
be-
the Switch getting warped were off of NeoGAF, and they're not really the biggest Switch fans over there, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I do. I don't.
Yeah, well, I don't see it just because it's sitting in the dock, like, without being used. Like, maybe if you're like in TV mode and you're using it for 8 hours
It's
a
like it's
day,
super hot. Yeah. Like,
yeah, like
warping some
I
stuff.
can't see it just warping by sitting in the plastic, in sleep mode. That would be freaking weird.
You
But
know,
yeah,
like-
no, you're right.
The warping thing too, like Newf, when you're talking about like the Switch there, I always thought too, like when I saw it, and I was like, you know what it looks like to me is like somebody's like playing Zelda, getting really pissed off, their shit's breaking and their fucking stamina's running out, and they're just like bending and like getting fucking really, irritated at it. And that's what I was
Damn
like.
it, my sword broke
Yeah, it's
again.
like,
Well, people throw their controllers when they get
Yeah, that's what I'm
pissed,
saying. It's
so
like that kind of
who's-
stuff, and then it goes like blown out. Oh,
Who
it's
knows?
warping the in the dock and all this other stuff. I'm just like, oh, just stop it.
Yeah.
people.
Well, how many stories are there about PC gamers punching through their computer monitor and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it does happen for sure.
That's right.
Damn.
Scratching the screen with the dock, you got to slide that shit in carefully. It's like it's like your first date, man. You got to be gentle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Super
Like a
gentle.
virgin.
Wow.
That's still
Nintendo
that
Switch
logic
now
didn't
comes
make
with the
any
KY
sense,
jelly.
though. Are you really trying to assume all the girls you go on for your first dates all were virgins? Like, really?
Well, I never said anything about virgin.
He just said
No,
being
I
nice.
did. That was.
But you shouldn't just.
Mike
you
was
shouldn't
saying-
just
Mike
ram
started
it in
singing
there.
the Virgin
I was
song.
just singing the Madonna song because we're talking about the gentle.
This show just goes off rails sometimes. It's crazy.
Trust me, I know nobody I went out with on a first date was ever a virgin. So
Sloppy
As long as you
seconds, eh?
weren't paying for them, Mike, that's all that matters.
So,
whoa.
oh my gosh. So let's go back to Scorpio here.
I'm not even here, guys. I'm not even here.
So Digital Foundry came out and clarified, and I kind of alluded to this in the top of the topic here was, hey, we're getting this exclusive, Xbox reveal, Xbox Scorpio reveal, and all this kind of stuff. And I want to go around and I kind of gave my thoughts already, but I want to go around and see what you guys think about this event. What do you think is going to be seen? Are you excited? Are you worried?
I'm not
apprehensive?
speculating anything. I'm literally just going to wait and see what they talk about, because there's so many rumors that you can't even
Not like
tell.
on not like what we're gonna see like on a like, oh, is it gonna be this, that, and the other, but like, do you think they're gonna show like games that are gonna be shown at E3? Like, are you gonna be showing like old games? I meant like more like that stuff, more like legit, not rumor based craziness.
But still, a lot of games that are apparently going to be shown are still rumor based too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Everything is rumor right now, so that's all you can really speculate that's going to happen.
Here's my concern about like, and I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. And I know I'm the Xbox hater. Blah 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 blah.
Get that haterade ready.
I know. Like, here's the thing: is like, I don't want like if Microsoft is gonna be out and like, hey, here's my big brass balls, Digital Foundry. Go ahead and do your worst. I want them to go ahead and say, here's a bunch of different games, like old games, and a bunch of different like kind of stuff to go ahead and like put against whatever, and not cherry pick games like, hey, there's Forza 7 like demo kind of thing, just to show the power and all that kind of stuff. I want them to really go ahead and go after it and show a plethora of different kind of games running on the Scorpio, so they can do a tech analysis to see like for instance like Halo 5, like it's got, you know, a dynamic resolution like engine and all that kind of stuff. Say here's Halo 5 running on the Scorpio. Look, it's pegged at 1080p, you know, 60 whatever they want to do with it, like the whole time it's running. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. What about you guys? Like, what do you think?
Well, I don't think that if they do a hardware reveal, it's not going to be as in-depth as what Microsoft would do if they had their own event or at E3. Mm-hmm. They might touch on some of the specs, but I think they're going to hold off on most of that until they come out with the full reveal with the pricing and everything like that. As far as games, that's a really interesting that you said that, like, go back to some of the older games, especially with the dynamic resolution, because that's going to really show you, does the power make a difference?
Right.
And not just for,
and they've been touting that too, like, hey, it's gonna you know, peg it out. Like, that's what I want to see. You know, go ahead. Sorry, man.
No. I mean, I hadn't thought about that. I hope they do that. I have a feeling that they're going to be provided with specific software and specific segments for them to run through their, whatever machine they use to analyze their gameplay, to show the resolution, show the frames per second. I have a feeling that's more what they're going to focus on, just to show that, like, you know, yes, we are hitting 4K without any drops. If they're showing off like a Scorpio ready game that's like not a unpatched Xbox One game. And I think they're going to try to really focus on the frame rate, because we've seen with the PS4 Pro, that's kind of been the biggest downfall, is that the frame rate hasn't seen that big of a jump. You either, you know, the developer is either giving you that 4K resolution either through checkerboarding or native 4K or whatever, but you're not seeing the smooth frame rates, where we're actually seeing even lower frame rates than we're seeing on the vanilla PS4 software in some cases. So I have a feeling that's what they're going to focus on most, because that seems to be the big story nowadays. I would love to see them go back to Halo 5. I don't think that there's going to be a patch available for them to have a Scorpio mode, but if they can do the regular Xbox One mode and just say, like, look, it never drops below 1080p, you're getting full 1080p 60 frames per second the entire time you're playing this game, then that's going to put to rest a lot of questions that people that don't have a 4K TV have. You know, I'm more interested in like I said, the frames and the performance. But if they can also show that those games are holding 1080p all the way through, then that would be a huge win as well. Because that basically, you know, we haven't heard that much about resolution and all that in the past 12 months or so because of the Scorpio announcement. But that will officially put that argument to bed, that, you know, we're going to have the resolution that the games deserve.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, guys, here's my take on it. Microsoft wouldn't be allowing this or doing this, period, if they weren't extremely confident in the product they're about to unveil with Digital Foundry. Somebody who's adamantly and vehemently, you know, done comparison after comparison with the original Xbox to the PS4. So that sounds a lot right there. Second of all, I'll use my own little moochism here. Microsoft's also smart because they're trying to get that hype train really rolling. I mean, basically have rolled it up to this point, be it social media, but now they want to keep it rolling. They know if this hype train kind of stops, it might never get going again. And the things I do know, the things I know, or at least I think I know, is the things we won't see, and we won't get. I don't think we're going to get an official naming of the console. No. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get the price.
I don't even think we're going to see it, honestly.
No.
But one thing I hope they do at least unveil is what fucking chipset is in this thing. Like, what variation of that CPU, GPU chipsets are they running? Is it Ryzen? So we can kind of put that to bed for
Same
fucking change, because I'm so sick and tired too of the trolls coming. Oh, they're still going to use Jaguar. It's like, no, Phil specifically said like ages ago, we're not using Jaguar. It's going to be something much better than that. And they know it has to be better than that, because PS4 Pro is a perfect example of fucking system bottlenecking already. It still can't run shit. So, so those are the things I don't think we will see, but hopefully we do get some technical specifications just to kind of confirm what we think we already know. And I think it's going to be an impressive showing. I think it's just going to build that hype, and then come fucking E3, man, they're going to just lay it out there like the big dick, and it's going to be there for all to see, and and it's going to be awesome, man. I'm really excited for Thursday. It's going to be fun. Yes, this is one time where size does matter in this industry, and Microsoft's going to whip it out big time.
Yeah,
that bandwidth pipeline size matters.
The other thing I wanted to like just touch on, like the cherry picking of the games too, is like the reason why I want to see like a different like assortment of games too is because like if they only show like Forza 7, maybe just a couple other games, it's like, well, did Microsoft just pick these games because that's the only ones that's like hitting 4K and stuff like that?
Oh, dude,
just
I
to get rid of that
completely agree
kind of
with
stuff.
you on that.
Yeah, go ahead,
If
Fox.
they show Halo, Gears, and Forza, everybody's going to be like, yeah, obviously.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
But if we see third-party games, because, well, obviously, we always know they're being compared. I want to see some third-party games being presented and running fucking awesome, and even games that have, like, a lot of shit going on screen, and then we can see how stable that is. So I'd rather see third-party stuff than first-party.
I bet you will see Shadow of War.
Yeah,
think
that's
so
what I
too.
was
I think
thinking.
so
I would love to see that, but the rumor is that Red Dead Redemption 2 will be at the Eurogamer analysis or whatever they're going to do.
Marketing rights to that though.
I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation.
If
There's no
Sony,
confirmed.
I'm just saying, if Sony has marketing rights, you won't see it there.
Well, it's a huge rumor that both of those are huge rumors. Does Sony have the marketing rights? We don't know. Are they going to show Red Dead Redemption 2 at this Thursday event? We don't know. But if they do show that, there's your third-party game, and that would. I would shit my pants if they showed. Red Dead
I would
Redemption
shit my
2,
pants too, bro.
I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, oh my god, that's huge.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or Splinter Cell. What about Splinter
Don't even start this crap, man. Like, I'm already like...
Hey, it's third party.
He's already on edge.
I know, like, we were just talking about before the show about the whole Splinter Cell with, like, Major Nelson and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
I'm like, stop it right now. Just knock
saying,
it off.
like, that's a third party game, and we know Microsoft has marketing rights. So.
Yeah, but see, like...
You want to blow somebody's mind, you show off a game that nobody knows nothing about, and you show it running on Scorpio, and there you go. A little tidbit ahead of
Splinter
E3,
Cell,
but
though,
man.
Splinter Cell would
But the
be a
E3
smart
conference...
one. But see, Splinter Cell would be a smart one to show because of the fact that nobody has seen anything, not even a teaser for it, but everyone knows that it's coming. So that...
I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to happen. I think...
No, I'm sure Ubisoft would want to keep that game.
Yeah, like that's the other thing too, is
but-
like Ubisoft kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather that would be like E3 and do this big like presser with Michael Ironside.
Hey,
and stuff
here's a
like that.
hypothetical. I was saying earlier how I don't think we're going to get all the hardware specs. We're not going to know what's in it. What if we do get all the hardware specs? How smart of that is Microsoft to use Digital Foundry or Eurogamer to do their hardware reveal so that they can save the money on doing their own press conference individually? And in that way at E3, they can focus on games and say, like, just a couple of minutes about the hardware, give us a price, give us a name, and just show us games for the entire conference. Because that's what I've been saying all along. I need to see a hardware reveal before E3 to feel more confident about this E3 for Microsoft.
It would
because
be
right
smart,
now,
but at the same time, bad. Why? Like, you would think Microsoft would want to have the main hand in how their hardware is presented, for the fact that that can get turned around so easily by them not having control of the actual event that's happening at.
Yeah,
so
I agree. That was kind of my thing too. Is like, if
not saying it can't happen.
So the rumors are that Digital Foundry is supposed to give specs out. Now I don't know if that's going to be an architecture thing or if that's just going to be like, yeah, guys, it has 6 teraflops, blah 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 blah, and kind of be really vague about it. Like,
yeah, like the basics.
If they go down, and this is just my thinking, if they go down the road and saying, hey, it's this architecture and it's probably not going to be Vega then at that point, because Vega hasn't been revealed to the public for their GPUs yet. They're still being really tight-lipped about that kind of stuff. So if they do talk about that, then there's probably a good chance that it's not going to be Vega, because they're just not going to be like, hey, here's Vega in the Scorpio and da-da-da, but we haven't released it yet kind of thing. Like, that just doesn't make sense, and I don't think AMD would want that kind of thing right now.
Rand says it's not an event. We said it was an event.
I've been using the word event, but I'm just
I
using
meant
that
like
to kind of
Microsoft
reference
should
the
have
situation.
an event themselves. I wasn't calling what's going on Thursday an event, but.
But I don't know. Like, I honestly, at the end of the day, I don't really care what's in it, as long as it hits the performance marks that like Microsoft, goes ahead and says. Like, I don't know. But I do, like, to Newf's point and like to a lot of our points, like, I really want them to deep dive as much as they can into it to get rid of this, X dude and all these other kind of guys with this fucking crazy rumors about like this fucking thing is gonna like be powered by the sun and all this other nonsense. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter, guys. It matters like what games we have on and what we can fucking play on it. Period. End of story.
Right.
Like,
That console can run a hospital.
Exactly. It's just crazy. It's like, yo, you can plug it into your car and it's gonna try and fly you everywhere. Like, come on, get away.
And it can't be sold outside the United States because it would be considered a weapon of war everywhere else.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
come on.
It's just crazy bananas out there right now. And I get it, because like everybody just wants like everything, Scorpio right now. Anything that they can hear about it, they just want to know, and this, that, and the other. But at the same time, like we always say, like, keep your expectations in check, guys, because it might not live up to that hype that you think it's gonna be, So I don't know.
No, I think we're just going to get a digital foundry analysis of how a game is running, what the resolution is, and what the frames are, and just them basically saying, like, yeah, what Microsoft is telling us is true. The games are going to run the way that they're saying. I don't know if it's going to go more in depth than that.
Well, here's a good question. Like, and I saw this on Twitter too, because Stark in the chat's like, "Do we trust Digital Foundry's impressions?" Like, to be honest with you, I don't really trust any of the gaming media right now. To be fair, though, Digital Foundry does do a pretty good analysis on their stuff, as far as like frame rates and all that kind of stuff goes. I think they're a little bit of bias on the Sony side, and that's just my personal opinion.
Well, that's why I said that. Like, when I was talking about events, that's why I was saying Microsoft needs to come out and actually have a controlled event to talk about like the actual. I wouldn't have allowed them to come out with an impressions like this yet, because of the fact that they have had a lot of reasons not to believe what they say. So
Yeah, I agree.
But doesn't given the console, the specs or whatever, like to somebody that's traditionally known for bashing your product, like that just speaks
no,
more
not
about
if
its
they,
legitimacy.
Not if they bash it more.
Well, I mean,
why would you do it if you weren't confident enough to give it to them? You know what I mean?
I totally agree with you, Newf. Like, I think Microsoft's like super confident, but I could see totally where SheWulf's coming too, because I'm like, they're like, Microsoft right now is going to live by the sword and die by the sword right now, right? Because if they say, hey, Digital Foundry, here's our big nuts, go fucking do your thing, and Digital Foundry comes back and says, yo, this is all full of shit, it's fucking checkerboarding or, whatever. Like, I don't think that's going to happen, because like from what people are saying, like the impressions seem really good. But that could be detrimental to like the Scorpio and the launch and all that kind of stuff, and people might not be on board with it. So they definitely, I think for them doing this, I think it's probably going to hit the performance that they've been saying, because I don't think they would do it any otherwise, to be honest with you. But I just hope it's just not cherry picked first party games, because then you're just going to get that whole like, oh well, they only showed first party and all this other nonsense.
Yeah.
Do you think that on Thursday? Do you think that on Thursday, when it's all said and done, not only do we get the specs, but maybe there's an actual date for the official Scorpio rollout, maybe prior to E3?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
So maybe on Thursdays, well, not only do we sort of get a technical census or comparison or whatever they're doing, but do you think it's also a possibility that when it's all said and done on Thursday, they say, here is going to be our official unveiling, maybe prior to E3?
Yeah, that's a possibility for sure. I don't know if this is, I mean, personally, I don't think this is like their pre-event before E3. I think it's to knock some of the rumors down for like the performance kind of stuff. Just my personal opinion. I think Mike's kind of on agreement with that too.
Again, these are all just our opinions, guys.
Yeah, there's no other, I don't know shit. I don't have any insiders or anything like that. So just my
Tune in Thursday for more.
Oh yeah, while we're talking about it, Thursday we're gonna have a special console corner. We're gonna have some guests. We're gonna have Crap Gamer. I'm working on a couple other maybe being here. Just working out the schedule kind of stuff. But we're gonna have a special console corner thing. We're gonna talk about all the Scorpio stuff that Eurogamo finds out, and go bananas and talk shit and have a good time. So
I'm being forced
like I say on Twitter the other day, folks, if you can't see it, touch it, or taste it, then don't paste it. Boom.
Exactly. I don't know. I think the majority on Twitter and social media and all that kind of stuff has been very positive, and super excited to hear what Digital Foundry has to say about the Scorpio soon. Any other stuff you guys want to talk about?
I've just never liked Digital Foundry, so.
Oh, come on.
No.
It's a huge risk. It's a huge risk for Microsoft to use them. But again, it just goes to show that they're beating their chest that this is a piece of hardware that you're going to want to have in your home.
Yep.
And if Microsoft gave it to a pro Xbox fucking medium, then of course every fan would be like, well, of course they just said it's good because Microsoft has them in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Windows Central and all those guys, they can't do it because it just.
But then what if Digital Foundry says something about it being crap and then it ends up like.
That's what they say. They have to.
Then that's it. That's Microsoft's fault.
Yeah, exactly. They have to live with that.
I think they can't because there's no way around it this time. I think if they're doing an honest, side by side
no, hold on. You can't say there's no way around it. Anyone can come out and say something is shit if it's not like.
Yeah, they could say too many pixels hurt my eyes.
Like.
No.
I'm just saying logically anyone can come out and bash something whether it's actually good or not. It's But
at the same time, like I think Digital Foundry is trying to be somewhat unbiased in this situation and some other situations because they do have a reputation they have to uphold too. Like sometimes
and they're not doing
whatever, but.
And they're not doing a direct comparison like they have been in their previous videos over the past couple of years where you're showing Xbox One side by side to PS4 or Xbox One vanilla next to PS4 Pro in the event of the the last sniper game, Sniper Elite 4, which that was pretty ridiculous. Here, I hope they're only going to be analyzing the Xbox Scorpio or whatever it's going to be called, and there's not going to be a comparison. They're just going to give their opinions of what they saw in the in whatever they're being given by Microsoft.
Yeah. I got this like one thing like there's a lot of speculation about the name and all this stuff, and everyone I've heard so far, I don't like it. I'm just not on board with any of them. Like I just want Xbox, and I don't know, that's just me being biased. I just wanted to say Xbox and not anything else, or just whatever.
You don't like my Xbox One SR 4K?
That was pretty funny, dude. It's getting that way though in like social media right now. It's just like it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of talking about the name as well. I feel like everybody talks about it. Like they have a new name every week, and I'm like, I don't care.
Exactly.
I would love
I'll lay it down.
Might as well just add like another X and just call it XXX because like.
Then you see like Vin Diesel memes everywhere.
Having friggin' like the name that we all keep apparently hearing with like Xbox One X, it's going to be Xbone XXX. Like, come on, like
Xbonix.
Xbox for adults only. XXX.
Porno name that we already have. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I don't know. I just not on board. But here's another question for you guys because I see this a lot in the chat and everybody's like talking about like the price and all that kind of stuff.
Rand says, shout out to Ram, by the way. I was told that Digital Foundry came back.
Super impressed.
Yeah, but said it was really expensive. It could be super expensive.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like that's another. I think that's another tell.
I think everyone keeps hearing that too. That it could come out really expensive.
That would be another tell as to probably what's inside it too. Because if it comes out really expensive, then you're probably looking at like a Vega derivative, as well, like where you can get like Polaris like super cheap. So the price point's another tell that like what's going to be in it, and that's why I kind of want to go around. Like, what are you guys thinking? Price.
Well, I mean, Phil's on record saying that it's going to be a console price point. So
that could be anywhere from all the way up to $600.
It could be based off of the PS3 when it launched, it was a $600 unit. But I think that if they were to launch at $600, that would be basically shooting themselves in the foot. I would still buy it. I would still pay $600 for it. But I think $500, maybe $450 at the lowest, is probably more realistic, and I think that's what we should be expecting out of it.
Well, we saw the Xbox One with a Kinect. It was like what, $450, $499, somewhere around there. Like it was and you see like consoles that come out with games that are, you know, between $550 to almost $600. And so really putting the Scorpio up to a price of like a $600 price point is really not that much of a stretch, because we already see it a lot with consoles.
Yeah, I mean, for me though, like as far as like price point goes, like I know like the Pro is not what the Scorpio is, like as far as like power wise and stuff like that, but you know, they have a beefier version on the Sony side and you have a beefier version on the Xbox side. I just think they need like a $400 SKU to keep the price competitive, because like Joe Schmo consumer that's not us, that's not the hardcore that know everything about it. And yes, Phil said this is more for that, and I get that, but at the same time, Phil wants to sell consoles. He wants to make money. He wants to sell more software. That's what makes them money, and Xbox Live and all that kind of stuff. So I get what he's saying, but at the same time, you know, he does want this thing to sell. And for, you know, Joe Schmo going into any GameStop, Walmart, whatever, seeing this 4K machine, even though, you know, technically speaking, it may not do 4K, and this one doing 4K, but the price point's like so different. Like I could totally see, you know, somebody going in and getting a PS4 Pro just for the price point. And like, I've always said that like all the time. I'm like, price point is so critical when it comes to consoles.
If it comes in at $600, then I'm probably considering buying a gaming PC. Not buying one, but building one, rather than buying a console. So that's why I think $500 or below is the sweet point that they need to hit.
Yeah.
You know, we said this all along. Like the PS4 Pro, I got to give them credit. Like they came in at a pretty decent price point. Those things, I mean, are selling, and that's the thing with Xbox Scorpio versus Xbox One. Like when you weigh those two consoles against each other, like how much do they need Scorpio to like I'd like to know what their magic number is. Like what when they sit down before they launch, they obviously have targets, right? Like we'd like to sell this, we'd like to sell that, because either which way, it's kind of a win-win. Like if they don't sell so many Scorpios, well, they're probably selling a lot more Xbox One S, which is still a win for Microsoft. It's still Xbox family, you know. Like I said, it's like I made the analogy the other day with the Apple phones. A lot of people that can't afford to go out and say get the iPhone 7, they sometimes they go back and they get the iPhone 5, and it's a win-win for Apple, because Apple's still going to sell tons of apps. They still get an Apple product. You know what I mean? Like, like the hard point here is they're going to want to find a sweet spot on the price, and it might be a little bit more than some people want it to be, but at the same time, it still has to come in at an acceptable range. Because we've all said this before, like we all have our drawing points, even as hardcore gamers, where we're like, if this thing is $600 or $700, we're out. Okay, so they're not stupid. They know that stuff. They know. I think we're the hardcore fan who is primarily the main audience for this console. Am I right? Like, this is not your console that you're shipping out to the fucking 15-year-old kid who doesn't have a job. This is for people that know hardware, that are gaming enthusiasts, and they're willing to shell out for it. So that is their main market here. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well,
right?
They did, like, Phil has said that, you know, this console is for people who know what teraflops are. It's for people who know what the things are in the system. Now, some people are making some really good points in the chat about, like, gaming laptops and, you know, stuff like that. Those are expensive. They're like between $800 to almost $1,000 for a gaming laptop. Now, this system, again, is not meant for casuals. Phil Spencer has already come out and said this is not for casual. That's what their S is supposed to be for. Where this one is for people who know what is supposed to be in a system. And for them to price it actually at a really high point is really not surprising if it has the components worth the price. Like, I think that's what it really comes down to is is it going to have things better in it that you could get without say possibly going and building your own PC for the same price, but obviously better graphics, better, you know, everything.
Right. I totally get that, and I totally get what you and Newf are saying, but to bring those hardcores in from other platforms, let's say a guy's like on the PS4 Pro, or he's on a PS4 and he's looking to upgrade to either one, and he's waiting to see what the Scorpio does. And the same thing with a PC guy, where they're just like, you know what, I don't know if I have the money to upgrade to where I want to be in gaming, but, you know, Scorpio might be an enticing thing because of, you know, the power, and he's looking into that. So you're trying to bring these hardcore guys in. Now, the price point still is a big concern at that point, because to get those guys on board, he's from the Sony side, like, okay, way more expensive than the Pro. I'm just going to go with the Pro to get my upgrade. And on the PC side, where it's just so much higher, like I could just upgrade this, that, and the other and be probably better performance. So, like, I don't know. There's just so much like to go there. And you're right, Newf. I think there is a price point there, and I think there's a fair one, maybe $499. Me personally, I think $399 is the price point for this console market and where things are going right now. Hopefully they have that. I don't know, but I think
if they hit $399, it's a done deal, man. People will be flocking to this thing like maggots.
They're not going to sell that at $399.
I mean, the other consideration is that the
literally
PS4
have to
Pro.
come out just the console, no controllers, no games, nothing. Just
well,
the console.
it goes back to what you guys were saying about like the hardcore guy. Maybe he's got a bunch of controllers and all this other kind of stuff. He doesn't need that. Like that.
No,
that's fine.
that is a good point.
But that's
if it literally comes with nothing. Sorry, Fox, go.
No, it's okay. The same thing that he was saying. People might be coming over from PlayStation, and they finally want to get an Xbox, but they're like, oh, I'm going to wait for that Scorpio, and they're hardcore too, so they need those things. So I think 500 with a regular controller, not an Elite controller, peeps. Sorry. And like maybe 2 terabytes in the system. I'm thinking that. And if I see 600, I'm gonna be bummed the fuck out.
Exactly.
I think 500 is that hardcore price point, because you go above that.
That's what I'm saying.
And like I said, even as a console gamer, you're starting to consider maybe I should build a PC. If you come in at 600, somebody that has the vanilla Xbox One or has the vanilla PS4. PS4 Pro is either going to have a Slim that's going to have a price drop, or the PS4 Pro is just going to have a price drop come the fall. So you've got to compete with that.
Does anyone see like the media spin though? Even if it's $4.99, like let's say like all of us were like totally cool, $4.99. That speaks to the volumes about like what's in it and all that kind of stuff, and that's fantastic. But does anybody like see like you seen what they did with the Elite controller? And maybe that's not a great example because they fucking ate crow because it fucking sold out everywhere. But they just spun it as like it's so expensive, you can get 3 controllers for that price and yada 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 yada. You know, and that's the rhetoric that's going to be like if it's anything like $50 higher than the Pro.
That's bound to happen, but that's where Microsoft needs to do what they did with the Elite controller and push it past the social media and get the point out about what this system is supposed to be and what it has in it to prove to the hardcore gamers this is better than the Pro, this is better than a console or a PC
Messages,
that
everything.
you can build for this price, but still cheaper than building a PC. Like they need to market it to the point of that makes it strong enough to those hardcore gamers to want to pull into that, but still stay at the price that goes with what's in the system itself.
Good. Newf.
I also think that Microsoft is expecting a move by Sony, maybe at E3 or prior to that, they will drop the price of the Pro down again, maybe at least $50. That seems to be the magic number for the price drops. So let's say the Pro is at Pro is $399 right now US, right? So $349, then it goes down. So I think the magic number is if Microsoft's expecting a drop, they know that their price is going to look even worse if they don't hit a certain target. So I think they're going to want to have this. They're going to have to stay within, I think, at least $100 barrier somewhere along the line. I don't know if they can compete.
And amaze everybody what's in it.
I don't know. I still think
if they overshine the Pro, then they're not going to have to worry about the price.
Good.
Well, I think $500 is
that in a store. That's the problem. The average person walks into a store, and especially if they're the unsuspecting consumer, doesn't follow podcasts, doesn't read the information online. They're walking in with $400 or $500, and they're looking to upgrade. They're saying, "I want to get a console right now." And the guy walks over from GameStop and says, "Well, right now, here's our 2 latest ones: the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One Scorpio, whatever it's called." And he goes, and the guy's like, "Well, why is this one more pricey than this one?" And that's where honesty has to come in. If the guy's a PlayStation fan, he's probably like, well, I don't think Scorpio is going to really give you the kind of advantage you want, and this one's $100 less. So, like, there's a lot of those factors that are going to play in. An Xbox fan is automatically not even going to question this, okay? If they've got the money, they're walking in and they're buying Scorpio and getting the fuck out of the store. Right. But if they're not, if they're riding the fence and they're not up to par, this is not like you're going to have a side-by-side demo running, like, here's PS4 Pro game, here's it on the Scorpio. Now, if that was the case, fuck, that would be cool. Like, hey, look how much better it looks over here. That would be, like, sold, but that's not going to happen. That's where the people have to come into these podcasts and go online and check it out for themselves.
But again, it's not sold to the casual gamer.
I think the most important thing is that Microsoft has said this Scorpio, or whatever it's going to be called, is not intended for the casual gamer. The Xbox One S is still what they anticipate is going to be selling the majority. Yeah. The Xbox Scorpio is going to be for the hardcore gamer, for the well-informed. And I think as a well-informed gamer, if it's over $500, I'm questioning that purchase. If it's $500 or lower, then it's a guaranteed day one buy. And I think that's who they're aiming for, and I think that's the spot that they need to hit with the price.
Here's the thing, like, I mean, I get like what Phil's saying and all that kind of stuff, but I find it really hard to believe that his marketing scheme is going to be like, hey, here's the most powerful console, but it's not for you, it's only for the hardcore, right? Like, they're not going to say that at all. Like, they're just going to be like, hey, here's a Scorpio, come fucking buy this thing because we want to make money. And that's where like the point of like where Newf is saying and I'm saying, like, with, you know, the casual person or the person that doesn't watch podcasts and all that kind of stuff come into, like, yes, I totally get what he's saying and he's absolutely right. It's for us that know that kind of stuff, but people going into stores are going to see the commercials, they're going to see that kind of stuff and being like, oh, look, that's a new console, like, it's got all this power, it's going to do all this kind of stuff, and then they go in there and they're like, holy shit, like, it's $500-$600 when this one's not. Like, you know, see, there's just so many factors to that kind of thing, you know.
But
what's going to help the casual gamer is if they have the... Sorry, Newf, go ahead.
just a minute. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you. But look, here's one perfect example. Look at the old Game Boy versus the Sega Game Gear. Game Gear was clearly, in every spec of the word, a much better portable console. Looked better, way better graphics, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, minus the battery life bullshit. But the Game Gear was way better. But Sega didn't market it right. That was killer number one. They overpriced killer number two. And people went and gravitated to the fucking Game Boy. I mean, minus was Nintendo. And then you look at go back to the 360 era, man. What were the two aces in the hole for 360? One, out the gate first with a year lead, and two, they were cheaper than the PlayStation, comparatively almost the same consoles in terms of specs and power, but those were the aces in the hole for Microsoft. And you're coming out like sort of mid-gen here with this thing, like, boy, you got to market the shit out of this and you got to do it right, and the price is your key marketing factor every fucking time.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how much.
Think about cell phones though, okay? Every single year, a new upgrade comes from another phone.
But are you paying $600 up front, or are you just paying to get the $299 upgrade, or are you paying for the next, which is not in the console market?
A lot of people, okay, where you can look at, say, two different phones. Like, say, for instance, the S8 is coming out, and then there's the S7. Well, the S7 drops down to, like, say, about $500 retail price, where the S8 is like $900 retail price. Majority of people end up going for the new phone because they want the newest thing.
Yeah, but
that is kind of one of the things where
I agree with you.
Old. It's now.
I agree with you,
old.
but at the same time, they're not spending $600 up front, though.
When it comes to casuals, the only way that you're going to convince somebody to buy this in a store is if you have a 4K HDR TV hooked up to the demo unit. If you don't showcase that power to the consumer walking in the store without the knowledge beforehand, they're not going to be able to justify that price difference.
What if
there is going to be a
has,
large price difference.
A really high trade-in value for the Xbox One S towards it?
Well, I mean, that's going to offset the price for sure. Absolutely.
That would be it first.
Well, that's what makes phones attractive. The average consumer getting a new iPhone 7 is not going in and plunking down $800-$900 for the phone. They're getting it on a plan, and they don't realize that it goes on their bill, blah, blah, blah.
I've seen a lot of people go in and actually just fork out that kind of money just to straight up pay for a phone.
Hey, you are more positive on people than I am.
But that's not the average consumer. That's the thing. That's the rarity.
That's kind of what they've been saying this is towards.
Right,
like,
I agree.
I understand, like...
They want to sell the console to fucking everyone, let's be honest.
That's what Crab Gamer said, too. Of course, obviously they want to sell it to everybody.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, that's like... Okay, so that's kind of like Alienware, where they have, like, one set of laptops that can do so much, and then another laptop that's, like, hot, like, at the higher price because it's for the hardcore gamer.
But Dell as a company, wants to sell Alienwares just as much as they want to sell other ones.
They do,
because they probably make more profit on the bigger one.
Lower base and then really expensive
Yes, I agree. And they do that here too.
Exactly. And that's what Phil has been saying. They have the S for the people who want a standard base, and then they have the super expensive.
I get what you're saying.
Absolutely. I guess, okay, so I think in all it's going to come down to what is in the system. If the
You're
system...
making me drink, girl.
Why are you taking my drink? It's going to come down to what is in the system. If it has what's in the system that qualifies for the price, Phil already said, they're going to put it at a price point of what's in the system.
I get it, yeah.
So if it is high, but there's amazing things in this system, then obviously everyone should be okay with it. Like
I totally understand your situation. I do. I understand completely. But here's the thing: they want to sell consoles. They're getting their fucking ass destroyed in the console market right now. They are not the market share leader. So I'm sorry. Yes, he's saying all these great things, and I totally get it. But he's fucking putting a powerful console out there to fucking sell it. And to be like, I am fucking better than you. Hence why he's going to Digital Foundry and being like, here's my brass balls, motherfucker. I dare you. I fucking dare you.
Well, and that's for the
but
informed
everyone keeps
gamer.
comparing it to the Pro. The Pro is already going to be a year old by the time the Scorpio comes out.
And it's going to be
So-
cheaper, too.
The
Well,
alternative
yeah,
fact
because
that you
it's
guys-
not going to be as strong. Like that,
and the
We're at
alternative
odds on this
fact for your
podcast.
money, guys, is the fact that the Switch is out and Switch is doing really well. And I don't see the hype dying down for Switch, at least in the first year. I think it's going to be a hot item this Christmas. So, you got to make it attractive that way, too. Because exactly.
And
but that's what I'm saying. People will look at it and go, "Oh, I'll get this Switch
It came
for
with
$300
shit.
or $400, or
It
do I
didn't
buy
come with,
this
like,
Scorpio, or do I buy a Pro?" That's going to be a big question come Christmas time when people go into those stores and are looking to plunk down their money. Is now you got 3 consoles essentially that are vying for space, vying for bucks. It's going to be interesting, man. And like I said, that's why they got to be ultra aggressive this time, because there's too much at stake to lose if the system does not do well. I mean, even if it is for hardcore, this is Microsoft's second shot at redemption, because I think they realize that they fucked up with Xbox One. That's the whole reason this system exists in the first place. Because why would you bring it out mid fucking gen? They're trying to capitalize now on what they know is selling, and that is the power advantage, which has run the narrative for 4 fucking years now, basically. And now they finally got one that says, my balls are big. These are going to kick ass.
Yep.
This is where they're going with this. Like, you can see clearly their marketing reason, and this might be their last chance to really gain some ground. And I think they can. I mean, yeah, PlayStation is way out in the lead, but they really could swallow some ground here. And because I think they're hoping to convert a lot of PlayStation fans. People will say, I'm going to trade in my PS4 to get this.
You bring out like 2 other systems in like the same year, like.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Newf's right. I think they want to sway like PS4 fans and all that kind of stuff that are on the fence about the Pro, and then they look at the Scorpio, and that's where I think, I get like what he's saying. I totally understand what he's saying, and I think a lot of that is just PR talk too, being like, so when you see the price, whatever, but I still think they need to hit like $450, $399, like in that range to be like super competitive.
I think it could be $499 because that's a base standard price of what like the Xbox One with Kinects were.
I'm not arguing with you. Okay.
Like,
I'm just not going to do it.
Well, no, I'm not saying that it can't be cheaper. I'm just saying people shouldn't be surprised if it is up there in price.
Yeah.
If it comes out with
expecting a high price, but hope for something cheaper.
Obviously, if they come out with not what everyone expects in the system, and it ends up being like lower quality than what everyone expects, and then it's like super high, then obviously that's ridiculous, and they're not going to sell anything.
At least Newf's got my back on this damn podcast.
Well, no, I just think you guys aren't being logical.
I'm on SheWulf's side. I think.
Thank you, Mike. See, because I'm sorry, you have to think logical. Tech is expensive.
$500 was a great price point for everyone that bought a day one Xbox One. I was one of those buyers. I was at Best Buy at midnight the day of launch. I bought it at $500. I think that's the hardcore gamer price point. And I think that if they go lower than that, it's not going to have what we need, what we want to hit the specs that we're hoping for.
Fair enough.
I see.
But Phantom made a great point in the chat. He said, who knows what kind of deals have been made between AMD and Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of speculation with that too, but AMD's got to make money too. They're just not going to give away this shit. Like, let's be honest here. They're probably going to get it at a discounted rate that's still good for AMD too. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of that.
You'll probably see like a standard console, possibly 1 terabyte, come out at like say $499, and then like. $550, like they go up from there depending if it's 2 terabyte.
See, I think $399 going up to $500.
Right, that I agree with you, GKB. I think if they do like a 500 gigabyte at $399,
Oh, now you want to
wait,
be on my
wait,
side,
wait.
bro.
No,
now you want to be on my
he's
side.
dropping-
You
I
really
like
suck.
one
I'm talking about
$4.99.
hardcore gamers that want a 2 terabyte hard drive. That's going to be a $4.99 system. Then if they have a staggered launch like what they did with the Xbox One S,
Right.
maybe they come out with a 2 terabyte a month before the 1 terabyte, and then the 1 terabyte comes out a month before the 500 gigabyte, and those each have a $50 discrepancy in price. Then you get down to your $399 price point by the holiday. If they launch, like say the 2 terabyte in August and then the 1 terabyte in September, you get the 500 gigabyte in October. And then we know that 4K TVs have a much better market penetration than 1080p TVs did. So people are looking for a 4K gaming system. But I think $499 for their highest tier for the first launch of a 2 terabyte console is the right price point to hit.
I think they're gonna do like if they do that, and I think your roadmap's like pretty good there, Mike. Like I totally get that, man. I think they're gonna do like the Xbox One S to like have the highest one out first, and then being like,
Well, they did
this
that with the
is
S.
cheaper. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they would probably do that
You know
too
what's funny,
to
though?
capitalize on that.
You know, the one thing I do want to throw out there quickly about all of this
Real quick
is
though, but like, thank you everybody in the chat, and Timidos is throwing out codes and all that, guys. You guys' conversation in there has been fantastic. You've been super chill, throwing out really good opinions, and we really appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. We've been up to like 125 people watching. It was fantastic.
We have. I do want to just quickly throw out. Everyone keeps saying that it could be expensive. The thing is, what is expensive to us nowadays?
Well, it's all subjective to the person. Like,
Yeah, like that. I guess that is really what
What's
Digital
expensive to you?
Foundry is saying. Like, oh, it's going to be like more expensive than what I thought, kind of thing. Well, what are you thinking expensive is? Like, is $499 expensive to you because normal consoles have been in the 300 mark? You know what I mean? Like, it also depends on what someone thinks is expensive.
I think that's true too, and I think also they're comparing it to the PS4 Pro because that's what its direct competition is going to be.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Fuck, let me tell you, if a PC guy could walk into Staples tomorrow and get a 6 fucking teraflop machine
Absolutely,
for
bro.
$600 or less, he'd be fucking buying 4 of them and
Oh,
pounding them
absolutely.
off on the street. Like,
for damn sure.
Yeah.
like price is definitely this. That's like I said, it's your biggest marketing factor, and they have to get it right. And I think despite the fact, yes, we know the tech could easily run somewhere in that 550, 600. I think they just know that will shoot themselves in the foot.
agree.
I mean, they've said numerous generations, like they know the sweet spot. If it hits $399, guys, I think everybody in this panel agrees it's like a day one buy, like boom. And if they go $449, I think that's almost still like you're just like 50 fucking bucks.
That's
Yeah,
not a big
I'm
deal.
cool.
Yeah.
And when you start getting to 500, you're just like, it gets to be that.
right.
Yeah,
it's on that
doable.
borderline. Yeah.
It's doable.
That's
but
still
you're
day one
like-
for me, you
Right?
cheap asshole.
And that's the other thing. And then when you start getting that 500, 600, people start going, well, I want one, but I'll wait. And I'll wait till next year to see if a price drops. And Microsoft really doesn't want that either. Like, it's cool if you sell a system, you sell a system. But I think they'd rather get, as many of these out into the wild as they can, especially in the first couple of months, to really drive that fucking, the best thing, too, besides marketing is word of mouth. And people take this fucking thing home and they're like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
done,
definitely.
baby. It's done. And the
for
fact
sure.
that it plays your old Xbox games, like you're not alienating nobody because people can just upgrade or whatever. Fucking brilliant move, man. And to be able to play your old games and now they even look better and run better, like genius.
Absolutely.
Which is great for existing Xbox One owners, but for people that have a PS4 that Microsoft is trying to convert over, that's a harder sell because even though it plays all the Xbox One games, you might be into the PS4 digital market where you don't want to switch systems. So now I'm starting to think maybe they need to go lower in price just to get that market. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Like we have some. Go ahead, Fox.
At the end of the day, it does matter, marketing, promoting, and the messaging. So that's the one thing that they have to work on, how they show this to everyone. So,
Absolutely. I think we have a really diverse opinion, like people were saying in the chat, like about Scorpio, and I love that kind of stuff. I like to go back and forth and everything.
If you want to hear
It's a
more,
great conversation.
tune in on
Thursday, absolutely. We're all going to be here again.
Corner fight.
Console Corner special. We're going to be talking about all the Scorpio news. We're going to have Crap
That's people
Gamer.
beating Crow.
Yeah, we're going to have Crap for sure, and I'm working on a couple more people. Trying to get like another diverse crew together and do some cool things for you guys. So stay tuned for that. But right now we're going to get into give Foxy some love here with Foxy Deals. See what you guys
shit,
can
I gotta wake up. Hold on.
She's like, oh, I'm asleep right now. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. You ready, Foxy? So I'm going to play your intro.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a steal. It's Foxy Deals.
Yeah.
Take it away, Foxy. What can we spend our money on?
Hi everyone, how's it going? I'm gonna share with you guys some deals. I've been getting a lot of messages lately from people like, "Oh my God, I'm trying to save, and you keep giving me deals. All my money in my wallet is disappearing. Sorry about that, but you guys gotta control yourselves, okay? Pick what you like, and yeah, let's get started
No
on
control, gamers.
Xbox.
Come on.
Control yourself. No, but hey, if you're really looking forward to a game, and I hope you guys enjoy it if you pick it up though. So yeah, deals with gold. Start off with some of the ones that stood out to me was UFC. They have 2 SKUs, so that's 16 and $20. They also have Plant vs Zombies, GW2. That one is also 16 and 20, but you guys could also play those on EA Access if you have it. We have Deadpool. It's $20, but in my opinion, you guys should pick it up over on the 360. Even though it's not back compat, this port, so-called remaster, is pretty bad. It has frame rate drops and it freezes like every 40 seconds or so while you're playing. So it's pretty bad, and they haven't updated it yet, so that sucks. But I mean, it is on sale, so if you choose to pick it up, your choice. Another game that stood out to me was Homefront Revolution. That one is 15 and 17.50. And also don't forget to pick up your Games with Gold, those free games. We got Rise and Darksiders. Over on the PlayStation side, they don't have that many deals, but they do have some, like with Grand Theft Auto. They have a whole bunch of those on sale. So if you guys want to pick those up to 55% off on Grand Theft Auto games. Wow, the way that I wrote this, you guys, I'm like, shit. I wrote it so fast. They have some deals if you guys want to pre-order certain things, like indie games and stuff like that that are not out yet, so you get discount on those. And one of them was the season pass for the Telltale games for Guardians of the Galaxy. So you guys could get that for like $15 instead of 20 over there on the PlayStation. And they have Watch Dogs 2 bundles only. So the Gold Bundle and the Deluxe Edition bundles, those are 35 and 60. So if you guys want to pick those up, they're on sale. Some online deals that I found for you guys at eBay. They have freaking out. Some headset, and it comes with I can't even remember the name of it. They have some wireless headset with 2 free PlayStation games, and the reason why this stood out to me because those 2 PlayStation games are Horizon and Resident Evil 7, so that's pretty cool. And it's $180 with free shipping.
Nice.
Platonic, is it Platonic headset? I think those are the headset. All right, and on Amazon, we have Titanfall 2 for Xbox and PlayStation. I think one of them is 24 and one of them is 26. They also have Mafia 3 on Amazon for PlayStation and Xbox as well. One of them is 26 and one of them is 28. Oh yeah, also on Amazon, Batman Telltale Games is $18.98 for Xbox and PlayStation, but if you guys want to pick it up for last gen, it's only $14. At CD Keys, we have 12 months of Xbox Live, it's $46. And we have Halo Wars 2, it's $35. I think Halo Wars 2 is there on sale a lot, so if you guys want to check it out like every other week, if you're not interested right now but you want to pick it up later on, it's probably still be online.
And that's for a digital copy on CD Keys, right?
Yes, digital.
We're gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, and then there's a bundle over at Cheap Ass Gamer at Twitter. They have a humble bundle for PlayStation. THQ bundle, and they have like a lot of different games on there.
Yeah, like Darksiders, like the whole Darksiders series and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the remastered one, right? I think they have that one on there.
Yeah, I want to say they were they all. Yeah, I think they were like PS4, PS3. I saw some PS3 ones in there too. So all over the place on that one. But it's a good deal, like $15. Like absolutely.
Yeah, you guys saw anything else on sale?
Nope.
Oh no.
Hey, you know what? I'm on CD Keys right now just because that $35 price point for Halo Wars 2 is awesome.
That is.
And I'm seeing Halo Wars 2. Oh, wait, never mind. That's the season pass. Never mind.
You can get the season pass too, guys.
I just wanted to say that tissues are on sale at Walmart, so you fucking haters, you can buy a bunch of those come Thursday when you're crying your eyeballs out because Scorpio's going to rock.
Oh my god. Hey, you gotta
And
do
for all
games,
you lovers
bro.
of Xbox, you can also use those tissues when the announcement comes out.
Oh my god.
And no fanboy stuff. That's one thing I
So-
stick with.
I just said haters.
So yeah, that was Foxy Dios with some extra comedy. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have anything else you want to add, let me know on Twitter. Also follow me on there because I'll be sharing all these on Twitter later on. And sorry, I'm not talking that much, guys. I don't feel that well, but I'm
She's a
enjoying the
trooper, though.
conversation. Yeah, I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm agreeing with you guys. You guys some great points. But besides that, back to you.
Awesome. So we got some cool questions that kind of pertain to what we've been all talking about. So let's hop into some of these, and then we're going to get out of here.
I got one quick question.
Sure.
Is that a Sony TV in the background? No.
Nope. Sanyo. Although it's probably similar. I don't know.
I don't think so.
From Face 23 BKNY GKB, do you think Sony is buying up most of the third-party deals and releasing a whole bunch of exclusive this year to combat Scorpio? It's weird all of a sudden all of these. Yes, I absolutely think that's what their plan is. Like they needed something to combat the Scorpio and the hype that's going to get. And it's honestly, a smart play by Sony to go after some of these really big titles like Destiny, possibly Red Dead 2, possibly Battlefront. We hear like Spider-Man. That was one of the topics tonight, but we just couldn't get to it because Scorpio. Like everybody wanted to talk about that. But Spider-Man's looks like it's coming out from like the Marvel and Disney guys. Kind of like announced it, and then Insomniacs came out and like we didn't really say anything. So I think they jumped the gun on that, but. They just got like God of War is suspected to come out too. Like, yeah, they're definitely pushing the games narrative to combat the Scorpio, and I think that's where I hope Microsoft does an event for the Scorpio and then saves E3 and shows us like a big thing, because I've been saying like all along, I think this is the E3. Phil's been in here long enough. I think it's time to show what he's got. I think he needs to swing for the fences. He's got the Scorpio behind him now. We're gonna see all that stuff on Thursday. Like now's the time. Like it's either get it or quit it, like kind of thing. So that's my take on it. You guys go ahead. What do you guys think? Come on, guys.
What was the question again? The third-party deals. Yeah, I mean, that's just the trend for Sony. I mean, the Destiny 2 deal. I think that was part of the Destiny 1 deal. I think that Destiny. What was it? Bungie said it was a 10-year game. Yep. I think that was a 10-year deal that Sony probably bought into.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised to see Destiny 2 go into them. With Battlefront 2, I mean.
It's up in the air.
Do we know that Battlefront 2 still has a deal with Sony? We don't really know. No. I think that's all rumor. So until that's confirmed, like if I see Battlefront 2 on the Microsoft E3 stage, then that's just out of the water there. So until it comes to E3, who knows what deals are in place? Destiny is pretty obvious because just we've seen the posters that have come out and everything. But that's not surprising. So yeah, when it comes to games, Sony wants to drive that narrative because they're not going to have new hardware this year. So. We've seen it even just in the past couple of days. They're getting all the Jack and Daxter games. The PS2 classics are coming out. So they want gamers to know that if you want these Sony exclusives, whether they're previous Sony exclusives or current ones, they're going to be on the PlayStation 4 platform. Because Sony knows that hardware is going to be owned by Xbox at least for the next 12 months after E3. So they have to get on that game's narrative. And we haven't seen right now we have a really strong first party exclusive games from Sony on the PlayStation 4. But where was that first party when it came to the holiday and fall of last year?
Yeah.
Xbox was releasing game after game after game. We got overloaded. I have so many Xbox games from last holiday that I still haven't played through all of them. I still need to finish Dead Rising 4. There are a few other ones that I need to finish. I haven't finished up Forza Horizon 3 all the way. So, Xbox is having a slow time right now, and I think Sony is taking advantage of that. And they're going to keep taking advantage of that until Microsoft has a very strong fall, which I'm hoping for come this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, this is the marketing and stuff. Yeah, Sony's doing it, and it's a smart move on their part because I mean, as far as confirmed titles, I mean, maybe they drop some dates come E3, but so far, like I said, that Spider-Man game, look, I don't think that's coming out this year. Insomniac's definitely not giving us a date, and I really don't think it will be. I think
Fair
God of War maybe, but again, who knows? Like their big titles, we don't know if they're going to come in or not. At least Microsoft, the one thing they have going, they might have less, but at least we know they're generally
the time frames
coming out, like Sea of Thieves and Crackdown. Most of those games are expected to hopefully launch within that window. So I'd rather have things confirmed on my plate than make up pipe dreams and sell people on that. And look, since day one, Sony's been doing the marketing thing. All their commercials, you look at the commercials, they always, like, most of their commercials like show games that are not even from Sony first party studios. It's like all third party stuff, right? And then they're smart, because as you walk into the store and you see all of those, like, I can tell you right now, I go to my EB game stores and Sony's doing something right, because I walk into those stores and most of the posters on the windows, most of the posters on the door, shit inside the store, predominantly Sony most of the time. And that's what people think. They think, hey man, it's on this system, and that's where they spend their money,
Absolutely.
Especially when you actually have like Insomniac games come out and they're like, yeah, no, we did not give a release date, so can we not?
Well, they're trying to damage control that.
But that's funny though, because a lot of these devs haven't come out when like rumors have dropped about, oh my god, this game is dropping. This
one kind of came from like the horse's mouth, like the fucking Marvel Disney.
Yeah,
CEO
Marvel was the one that announced it.
It comes out. But we haven't done that.
Insomniac not confirming it though, that makes me worried about the game coming out this year, because maybe they're not ready to launch it. Maybe they're running into some technical difficulties that they're continuing to work on. So, because they didn't confirm it, that has me a little bit worried it's not coming out this year. I would love for that game to come out this year, because
we haven't even seen gameplay. All we've seen so far has been those fucking like CGI trailers. That's definitely not coming off the freaking console.
Well, plus you would think that if by some chance it was coming out in the fall, that Insomniac Games just wouldn't have said anything. But the fact that they came out and actually said,
but they didn't really like shoot it down either.
They did,
just kind of
they're like, we haven't given a release date. Like,
right.
They could have not said anything.
And you'd also think that if it was
it's not coming out this year.
Well, they could have just said nothing too.
Well, yeah, you're right.
You'd think it would be coming out around the Spider-Man Homecoming, maybe not on the same day and date, but within a month. So if it was going to come out this year, you'd think they would want to launch it alongside the movie. So that seems to be like a summer launch.
But anyways, I kind of turn this to Spider-Man when it's not.
I want that game though when it comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna play the shit out of that game too. So console corner question from our bro Storm Shadow. Do you think the Xbox Scorpio will have any exclusive AAA titles, first party or third party surprises when it releases in the fall to promote the console?
I think you have to redefine exclusive when it comes to Scorpio. Do you mean just a Microsoft exclusive, or do you mean like it's only going to play on Scorpio? Because we already know that everything that's going to be on Scorpio is going to be available on Xbox One, as far as my understanding.
And first party is going to be on PC as well, so it's kind of like all over.
I still think there's a problem with that, though. The fact that they've been marketing it that way, where they're saying like there's going to be no games just for the Scorpio, kind of doesn't give much. Like,
I think his question is more of like, I mean, I can see where you guys are going, but I think he's more like, they're going to have like something to like show off the Scorpio, not necessarily like just Scorpio
something
exclusive.
to announce, but it's going to be available in other places. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, because you got like the new Forza that's going to come out.
Shadow of War is going to show off the Scorpio, I think. So
that's releasing before.
He's talking about like surprises, like stuff like.
Yeah, I think that they're going to show something we don't know about.
If there is, then obviously we don't know.
Well, like guess.
Okay. I predict that they will. I don't know.
I have been saying.
I don't know either.
I have been saying from the very start when we first heard about the Scorpio that with the 3-year period that Phil Spencer has had since he became head of Xbox, he's had those 3 years to produce a great AAA title with the Scorpio because of the fact, and he could have hid it from everybody because it takes about 3 years to make a great AAA title. So he's had the time.
Yeah. This is his year to shine.
That's what I've said from the beginning. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
I think they do have like some surprises. I don't know if they're super huge things. I think the Fable, Splinter Cell. I'm just like super excited for that thing. That's gonna be a multiplayer though, if I was to guess. Yeah. But maybe like Fable, like we keep hearing this Fable thing. Like I think that would be huge because we haven't had like a traditional Fable in a while. Fable Legends and all that. Good.
game from Bethesda, maybe.
Yeah, new Bethesda game. They're working on a lot of projects
I
too.
thought we heard that there was a new Bethesda game.
Well, they're working on a
coming.
bunch of projects. We don't know anything.
No, I thought
Yeah,
there was
one
like
of them could be
rumor
shown
that
off.
there's already like something in the works or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope
They're
some.
good at keeping secrets. That's what I'm saying.
I hope some
Yeah,
single
they
player
are.
narratives. I know I'm going to trigger some people in the chat because I got a lot of backlash for saying that on Twitter. I want some more single player games. God damn it.
Single player.
You do need single player, man, because there's certain games out there that I just like. Let's just take Overwatch. Overwatch might have appealed to me when it came out if there was actually a campaign I could play through by myself. But the fact that it's just an online-only shooter, I was like, nah, I'm out. I'm lucky I paid money for the original Titanfall just because it didn't have an actual campaign, and I was really disappointed with that. So, man, you got not everybody wants to go into a multiplayer match and get their fucking ass kicked on a day-to-day basis.
Right, that's kind of like my thinking too. Is like I played some really good story driven narratives lately on a bunch of different platforms, not just Sony. But I would love to see that kind of stuff like on the Xbox. Like I know their focus on there is very multiplayer co-op based kind of stuff, but there's no reason that they can't have some single player games on there. Why not? Like let's get that diversity in there. Let's go with that's the last question from Blackbird. With the success of Deadpool and Logan, could we get an X-Men game? I would love to see an X-Men game, actually. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know.
Well,
like Sony's
we
got the
haven't heard
rights and all that
anything,
kind of
though,
stuff with
but-
that. So
When we say the success of Deadpool and Logan, I mean that's in movies. That hasn't translated over to video games.
like
So
games, like, I totally
until
get it.
I see that translate over. Now, the X-Men Origins Wolverine, the movie was shit, but the game was amazing. So if they follow that up with a Logan game by the same studio, I would buy that as soon as it comes out because, like I said, the X-Men Origins Wolverine game was freaking fantastic. It was the best X-Men game I've seen. If Marvel doesn't own the rights to X-Men in film, but they might still own the rights to them in video games.
Yep, they do.
I would be hopeful to see that, but how are they going to do it? Is it going to be more like the what was it before they had the Marvel Ultimate Alliance? There was an X-Men game that was similar to it as far as the gameplay goes.
Oh,
so
yeah, I remember what that was. I know what you're talking about, though.
yeah, X-Men is very complicated. There's a lot of different characters with a lot of different power sets.
Yeah.
So to get that all coded into a game, it's
like
not
a Marvel
simple.
Alliance games like make sense. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how you
Yeah,
could do
X-Men
like
Legends. That's what it was called. X-Men Legends.
Yep. Yeah. Like
And that's
that
the one
just
that you
wanna
can
say-
create your own character, right?
The second one let you create your own character, and it was pretty bad. But the first one was really
Yeah.
good.
Oh, okay.
I just hope if they're bringing out any games like that Activision has nothing to fucking do with publishing because those guys are idiots. I mean, they brought out the two Ultimate Alliance games a while back and they charged full price,
Yeah, it was
and they weren't
crazy.
even remasters. It's like
It was a
what
straight
the
up
hell
port.
is
Yeah,
this?
there's a port of
It
like the
was
PC
crazy.
ones or something.
I still bought it, but
I was like, wow, like, oh, great game, It's Activision, man.
It's
Yeah.
Activision. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
that's my
Oh,
gaming
my God.
fame. Is I bought those over again, even though they were straight ports.
Yeah,
You fooled me once,
Just
you
like
won't fool me twice.
just like the Deadpool port I told you about. That shit is horrible.
Yeah, but I still might buy it with that Foxy deal that you said about.
I know. I mean, I want you guys to know that they're out there, but I mean, they need to update it though, because it's pretty bad. It freezes
Yeah, I'm a huge
while you're
comic book
fighting.
nerd.
Like
The video
come
game
on.
could be absolutely trash, and I'd still love it just because I love comic books. So
Yeah, same here.
I have it on the 360. It plays smoothly, and
Interesting.
I wish it was back compat.
Fair enough. So real quick, Scotty Smurf, we don't got much time left, but what wording do you think Microsoft should put on the packaging of the Scorpio to help shift units? The most powerful console ever created. I don't
well,
know.
you know my wording.
I'm
It's
not a
a
marketing
4K Ultra Face Melt XD. So there you go.
Honestly, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a marketing guy. I don't know what would appeal to everyone out there. They want to sell units and all that kind of stuff. I really don't know. I'm sure, Aaron Greenberg and his marketing team will come up with something clever, I'm sure.
Well, all they need to do is find out what games are being checkerboarded on PS4 Pro next fall. Like,
They need a
what are the
4K
big
check.
games?
They need a 4K check.
Yeah. all they need to say is like the only place where you can play Destiny 2 in full 4K HDR.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
all you need to say.
Yeah. That would be probably go pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
That's been it, guys. We're gonna go ahead and let everyone shout out what they got going on this week. We really enjoyed the show. I had a fantastic time. The chat was super friggin' awesome. We love you guys. So many great people out there. Thank you so much. Fox, I know you're not feeling well, but what you got going on? You're dropping videos and all that kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, check out my channel. I drop some videos on there. I would appreciate it. If you guys leave me some comments. I love reading the comments. So yeah. Besides that, I have Beam now, so that's cool.
No more excuses.
Yeah, well, I've already tested it, so I gotta stream again. That's gonna be my other chore. So yeah, I was still gonna rock Twitch, but yeah, I'm gonna be using Beam as well. So either one, you guys want to follow me on, that would be cool. And obviously, I'll be on Twitter if you guys want to chat with me, and I'll share Foxy deals on there. And yeah, other than that, I'll be back on here next week, and hopefully we can do Ladies Night.
Yeah, Ladies Night. Yeah, make sure you follow Fox on Beam and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you guys check out our Discord. And remember, Thursday, we're going to do that special CC with Crap and a couple other people, hopefully, if everything works out. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Mike, what you got going on?
Well, definitely tune in Thursday. We'll be having our special on the Digital Foundry Eurogamer Scorpio reveal. Now that I've got Beam native on my Xbox One, I'm going to be hitting up some streaming. Check in the chat. I just dropped the Beam Pro link for my channel there. So hopefully I'll be streaming a little bit this weekend.
It'll be in the description below.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
And like GKB said, make sure to join our Discord, because when we start streaming, you're going to get notifications through there. So that's the best place to be on top of the Console Corner crew, where you're going to be able to see everything that we're doing every minute that we're doing it.
And we're always talking in there like crazy. So.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
we chat with everybody. We share gifts. Come on, hang out.
Yeah, it's super fun. Crap's been known to pop in there from time to time. Newf, what you got going on, bro?
Well, first off, let me shout out the UK Dazzers for joining me on my very first ever Beam stream. GKB, you jumped in as
Yes,
well,
I
but
did.
Daz stayed pretty much for the whole thing, and apparently said I did a pretty good job of streaming, whatever that actually means, but I'll take his word for it. So just a shout out to him just for doing that, because I appreciated the support. It's new to me. I'm trying to learn my way around it, but I'm hoping to stream some Mass Effect Andromeda again very, very soon, because that game is addictive, and I miss it already. As far as what else I'm playing, it just... it varies from day to day. It depends. So many games to play right now, and trying to get to them all is always a challenge. And just one last thing, when it comes to price, you guys, price is always king, because let me tell you, how many times have we ever walked into a store, we looked at a game that was like $60 or $70 and went, nah, I wouldn't buy that piece of shit. And then it's in the bargain bin for 10. You're like, I think I'll pick it up for that. I might actually even buy No Man's Sky if it drops like 10 or 15 bucks.
No, don't do it.
By no means.
But that's about it for me, guys. Again, follow the links down below. My gamer tag, Newf Nukem on Xbox, Newf_Nukem on PlayStation Network. I love co-op games. I'd like to try to play games with as many people as I can. All you got to do is just send me a message if you're up for gaming something. It's as easy as that. So again, thanks for hanging out with us in the chat tonight. You guys are fucking awesome.
Hey.
We love you, and we hope to see you back here hopefully on Thursday night if we roll out some Scorpio stuff.
Yeah, man. That's a big compliment, Newf. Like, streaming is really hard to do, man. It's like one of the toughest things to do. So getting compliments that you're really awesome, man, is really cool, bro. SheWulf, what you got going on?
You can find all my information in the description below.
Wow.
My ass really hurts, and I can't get up to like move around because we do this live. So for 2 hours, I am stuck on a stool, and I really want to get up and move. So yes, all my stuff is in the description below.
Her butt is
Yeah,
hurting.
xSHEWULFx with a U, not an O.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, it's all
Yeah.
there. Don't worry. I make sure to put everyone's info in.
I'm GKB, the governor. Thank you so much, guys, for rocking out with us. I really appreciate it. I had over 125. Make sure you hit the like and all that kind of stuff. I know I'm e-begging this episode. I apologize. We love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. You can find me at Gamers Knows Best on YouTube, Twitter, and our Discord. I think it was just thrown in there by Frodo. Big shout out to Frodo.
Yeah.
He's an awesome dude, always taking care of the community and stuff. So we love you guys. We will see you next time. Have a good one.
Later.
Bye.
Later.